his hands. Where are his hands? He doesn't have any hands.
I got one of his.
Oh, shit.
Where did that come from?
Give the man a hand.
Found it.
That was epic.
That was a good reaction.
Oh, hello, and
I know.
welcome to another episode of Science Fiction Remnant. I am your evil black wall,
You're evil.
Robert.
I'm your host, Chaos.
I'm your mad nanotech scientist Ray down in South Florida, otherwise known as Australia.
Wow, you didn't miss the South.
No.
It never does us anymore. Who do we have today, guys? You have our audience in suspense.
We actually spoke in the previous episode. So if you guys are listening to this episode and you're wondering what's going on and you did not listen to our previous episodes, we kind of announced this was going to happen. So what we have is the announcement is that we have a new host. And we are so excited to bring Bree as part of our team. Hello, Bree, and welcome to Science Fiction Remnant.
Hi, I'm Bree. I am your newest co-pilot on Science Fiction Remnant. So buckle up because we're about to explore strange new worlds and endless possibilities.
Nice.
Nice. I love it.
Let's go.
Oh, yes. That's what we do. And Gio, I'm sorry. We're going to get you a little bit.
They have such good faith that they even have tried to make a bet how long it would take for me to scare you. They have very good faith.
I'm running a book on it, actually.
I wasn't told about this.
I'm just happy I don't have to do all the girls' voices anymore.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I gotta hear this.
They all make me do the chick voice.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I approve of my words because we have people coming back like directors, like Adam Stern, man. I want to have him back, by the way.
Adam Stern is our favorite director here.
Yeah.
So the usual question, what have you guys been watching?
Okay, so more Babylon 5.
Thank goodness for that.
More Babylon 5. Babylon 5 is going to turn into another Star Trek rewatch. So just
So you're gonna rewatch it like you rewatch Star Trek, like chronologically. You throw a dice and see which one comes out.
no, I'm watching in order, you know. So
Nice.
and my wife is still watching, so you know, I think I got her.
Actors in Babylon 5.
Yeah. I am continuing my Audible listen of I Am the Evil Lore of an Intergalactic Empire. So yes, I have put in Reborn as a Space Mercenary on hold. Because
That's
I'm
shocking.
gonna clip this moment where you said that, and I'm gonna put the meme from Michael Jordan saying, "Stop it, get help."
So yes, I have put it on hold because I want to, I've been reading eight books. You know, it's only fair I can pause it and then continue something new. So so far I only have 3 books of I Am an Evil Lord of an Intergalactic Empire. So far I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
No,
And
you're engorging on it.
The anime is quite watchable.
yeah, it's in German, so I'm waiting for it to come out in English. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind after I finish the 3rd book.
Learn German.
There you go.
There's a lot of German going around. Like
There is.
this movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the final entry on my on my list of sci-fi to watch this week is the game Whisper from the Star. If you listen to our previous episode, I explained what that was.
In great detail.
Yeah. It is very interesting. It is a sci-fi game, but if you're looking it up, I recommend that you must be a story gamer. Because if you're not, you're probably gonna hate it. So you have to like games for the story, because this game is purely story and it's AI, which is I really enjoy that. And that is all my sci-fi for this week.
What about you, Chaos?
Me? Well, I did a little memory lane with Cowboy Bebop. I did. I always do the episode, which is the fight, with Vicious, and then I stop because I know it goes down the drain from there. I also been watching Lazarus, which is a pretty cool anime. Which you guys should check it out. It's in HBO Max, and basically they get this medicine that cures every illness in the world, and then bang, you're trapped. Now you're gonna die, all of you, in 3 years, and you cannot catch me. And everybody's looking for this one guy all over the world. So
Nice.
Lazarus has a special gift that people with abilities to hunt him down. It's fun. And the animators are big names, like the people that did Jujutsu Kaisen. It has a lot of Cowboy Bebop vibes. That's why I went back to Cowboy Bebop. The music, the animation, the fighting scenes, pretty cool. And I've been playing some No Man's Sky. I actually was able to get finally the big creator I want.
Isn't there an open invite to your clan in No Man's Sky at the moment, Gio?
The what?
Isn't there an open invite to your clan in No Man's Sky?
Not that I know. Why?
No, you were saying last week that anybody who wanted to join your
Oh
clan.
yeah, yeah.
know.
There is an open invite. Yeah, I'm trying to open a guild. I haven't yet leveled up to the point, but we still hang out most days. A group of 3 or 4. You know.
So you're trying to say the science fiction remnant is invading the game?
Well, I actually created 2 bases with Sci-Fi Remnant, and when you walk into the base, there's a big banner message that comes on your screen that says, "This is Sci-Fi Remnant podcast spot."
Aw.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Ray?
Me, Kaiju number 8 because it's awesome.
Oh my god.
The animation is just top tier, and
Is it
even
coming
though
once a week?
No, once a week.
Oh, you chose suffering. Okay.
and I'm patient. I grew up on once a week. I can deal with it. I don't have to.
I literally
binge.
haven't watched one. I'm waiting.
I like
And
it.
even having read the manga and knowing how emotional it gets, it still hits really hard.
Oh yeah.
Just like it's gonna happen, with who too? For you and me, at least. I don't know for Robert because he didn't read them, but Mushoku Tensei.
Oh my god.
It's gonna hear it.
yeah.
Poor Robert.
Oh my god. Yes.
A certain red-headed demon woman is due back.
We're not ready for what's coming, and we read it already.
Oh yeah.
I'm still gonna live in this hill. I hate her.
You're
How
allowed.
you really feel, Robert?
It's a good light novel, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
Bree. It's a 26 volumes, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
And Ray can tell you, and Robert, I do not like reading. I have ADD. I have a horrible attention unless you really have my genuine interest. Then I am hyper focused about it. So the same thing happens to me when it comes to reading. I know that I don't like reading, but when I like it, I'm a savant with the shit. And oh my god, those 26 line novels I ate in like this.
Wow.
What was
They
it? A
are
month,
very
Ray?
engaging. Yeah,
A
it
month?
wasn't very long. The main story of Mushoku Tensei is over 1,000,000 words.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's very long, but it's very good.
Oh yeah.
And believe it or not, it's not actually the whole story. It's very Tolkien-esque in its.
I'm in book 7. I think no, book 11 of the other ones.
So Ray, you still feel I'm gonna change my mind and my hate is gonna turn into something else?
Yeah, you will.
You might decide to put up with it. I don't think you're ever gonna like.
No. Ray. He's a softie. For starters.
Yes, he is. He likes romance stuff.
When he sees her as a puppy, like yeah, I get. It's out of her range of intellect really to express his emotions. She does everything through fighting,
Yeah.
So he'll understand maybe. Because I mean, if I did, he would.
I have an option for you, Robert. I actually have a couple of manga that I can introduce you to, where what the female main characters in these mangas do. Let's just say that they make Eris look like a charity foundation.
Yeah.
So I can actually shift the continuum so that Eris isn't at the far end anymore. She's back towards the middle.
What I have to say to that? No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Psychological torture.
I'm already suffering with what he did with to Mizuko Tensei. So
Let me put it this way: Ares is a hero next to Ugo.
I'm sorry, Bree. You probably clueless as to what we're talking about.
Don't let me interrupt.
Let's just say there's worse out there.
So I finished.
So getting back to my list.
Oh,
sorry.
No, your least what? Least favorite.
No, I haven't finished yet. They went off on a tangent. So
we do that.
It happens all the time.
You
so we have no rails. We don't know where we're going. Anyway, so Kaiju number 8, as I mentioned, I'm still working my way through the new season of Bunny Girl Senpai, which is their explanations are basically astrophysics and temporal physics and quantum physics. So it's pretty sciencey. Also, I did sort of out the corner of my eye, I wasn't like completely focused on it. I watched Wrath of Khan again, just because.
It happens. Is the best.
Khan!
Khan!
Can't go past that one. I love that movie.
I love it.
And in fact, one of my biggest disappointments in the entirety of Science Fiction Remnant was not actually managing to guest on that episode in season 1. I opened up the podcast app and saw that they'd done Wrath of Khan, and I was like, no! I missed it. Because I'd been a guest by that stage, so I thought, like,
it's
doing Wrath of Khan.
Conversation, and the more now that Breed 2 is new, but it's been in the conversation that we might just record another episode with you in it, because it's gonna be a whole different conversation. And you and I that recorded the same stupid ass movie 3 times had 3 different conversations.
We did.
Recorded. And we had also another episode, I think in Yashiki, we had to record it twice. And we had 2 different conversations on that one.
Yeah.
We recorded Logan's Run twice as well.
Even though our perceptions are immovable about certain things, the conversation is, you don't know where it's going to take you. So it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's been on the burner, so who knows? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. And more HFY stories because they're awesome.
Just because.
In case you don't know, Brie, HFY stands for Humanity Fuck Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And basically, they're sci-fi stories about humanity going out into space and doing awesome things.
Very nice, like The Martian, kind of.
No, way bigger than that. There was one I listened to recently where, like, the Galactic Council fleet rocks up and finds a human ship, and they're like, "Okay, humanity, we're like in control of the galaxy, and you're just this one little planet, blah blah blah." And humanity's like, "Oh, really? We're actually 47 galaxies, and we've been defending this galaxy from extragalactic threats for like 200 years, and there's been some pretty nasty ones."
Sweet. All right.
But that's a very short summary. But the way it was presented, it was just they were breadcrumbing you all these things, and like the aliens are like,
humans are always a menace.
Yes, we are.
But in all of these, well, not all of them, but most of these stories, humanity is very friendly. Like the aliens are like, really? "Oh, we're a bit afraid of you," and humanity's like, "Nah, we'll sort it out for you. Here you go. Have some technology."
What? That's like the opposite of what we would do.
Yes, often. But yeah, HFY stories on YouTube, there's a lot of channels there now that have got them. They're usually read by an AI, so you get different qualities of the storytelling, both in story writing and the presentation by the AI voice. But most of them are listenable these days.
Perfect.
So just go to YouTube and search HFY stories, and you'll come up with a whole bunch of channels. And there's even a spicy one,
Go on.
HFY adult stories.
Oh my god. Of course there are.
50 Shades of Martians.
I am afraid,
Right?
I am afraid what I'm going to find.
Oh, you should be afraid. You should be afraid. That's all I can say. But I'm surprised that that channel survives on YouTube, because it is
50 Shades of
very
Klingon.
spicy. It's very,
Wow.
if you want to bet a Klingon, that's up to you, dude. That's all I can say.
Klingons.
Oh wow. So is that all?
Whoa, Bree! I got to find out what Bree's been watching.
Bree.
The directions.
Girl.
How about you, Bree?
I finished a series on Netflix called Alice in Borderland.
You
And
like it?
you know, I like parts of it. And other parts were like, are you serious? And so I just fast forward. I was like, this is
Okay,
crap.
I'm not gonna watch
But
it.
for the most part, it was fun. It was interesting, and it just kept the appeal, and I enjoyed it. But I don't think I would watch it again.
That's
Oh, okay, interesting.
based on an anime. If I
Now you
don't,
got me curious.
based on an anime, yeah.
And then Tao is probably one of my favorite movies. It is kind of
What
like
is
a
it?
little AI, and this guy who captures this girl, and like she has to perform all these tests with the AI, and if she passes, and I won't ruin it, but it is an awesome watch through and through.
I smell another episode of Science Fiction Remnant there.
I would watch that over and over again, honestly.
Okay.
And I started
Okay.
watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds because I absolutely adore Star Trek. Um I don't
Now
know.
I feel single out here in this
They're
group.
awesome. I'm on season 2, episode 8 right now. And the first season, like second to last episode, I just sobbed. I was like, no, not Hemo. So I
Yeah.
love it. It's great. They are doing it justice. I am enjoying it so much. And there's 5 seasons right now.
The second episode of the last season, all I'm going to say is I felt vindicated because it was something I always said for a long time now, and I just got proof that I was right.
Yes. All right. Like it has you in your feels
It finally
sometimes.
became canon, and you felt vindicated.
I'm sorry?
It finally became canon, and you felt vindicated.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to finish it.
Not going to say a thing, but
It's okay. You can. I don't mind. You can ruin stuff for me.
Let's-
I read like the end of books before like I start a
Well-
book. So I'm
Well,
not
this show is like spoiler city, so
yeah. Oh, yes. So, yeah. If you're listening
No,
to the show and you
yeah.
know what we're going to talk about, you want to pause us right now. Go watch the movie because we're going to spoil everything about this.
We'll be happy to.
Awesome. So yeah, I can't wait for you to finish to get to that episode, Bree, on Strange New Worlds. I really like what Star Trek has done with that show. It is somewhat a return to the original Trek with the the today with a little bit of a today technology on it. So I'm really enjoying that show.
It's pretty too. It's like beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert, this thing that you were vindicated about, did it have anything to do with holodecks?
It has something to do with an episode of the original series where we have a character that snaps his fingers in relation to our famous character Q on The Next Generation. There is a relationship.
Oh yeah.
And I have had conversations online where half the people say no and half the people say yes. And I said, like, I'm going to die on the hill that they are related. They are the same species. So that episode, yes, I actually jumped as if I was watching a football game, screaming. Yes, I was right. And yeah,
That's awesome.
So half the internet's disappointed, and the other half of the internet's like going off and celebrating.
exactly. Pretty much.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So I think we might be ready for the next segment. We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Monorats.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Jesse from Sudden But Inevitable and Open Pike Night.
This is Sci-Fi.
And if you're new to the show, this is a segment where we highlight the hashtag This Is Sci-Fi. It's very easy to use. So if you are a fan, you have that one thing that you love so much and you can't stop talking about it, and you're already posting about it. If you are a creator, movie, TV show, podcast, whatever it is, sci-fi related, you're already posting about it. So all you gotta do is add the hashtag This Is Sci-Fi at the end of your post, and just basically let it rip. So what we do is we follow the hashtag This Is Sci-Fi, and what happens? It's something so cool. And if you have not listened to our season 1 explanation, that is where this was born, right? I would go online and I would find the different silos, right? The unintentional silos. You have your Star Trek, area there. You have your Star Wars area, Babylon 5 area, and you have all these different places where you can talk about that specific IP. But I always wonder if there was a way that I can just talk about an IP and cross talk with other fans of other IPs and maybe even do comparisons between IPs. And that's where the hashtag This Is Sci-Fi came to fruition, where I was like, okay, let's go ahead and use the hashtag and let's all talk about our love for our specific IPs. And kind of like it's a single location where sci-fi fans could unite and talk about their thing. And a lot of cool things that happen. There has been one of the perfect examples that I've seen, which I personally have seen since I started in Star Trek, is there was Star Trek fans that would probably refuse to watch Star Wars because it's fantasy, and Star Wars fans that would refuse to watch Star Trek because it was very technical, and just listening to someone's passion about their specific IP, I seen enough interest from the other side to give it a chance and gained more fans. And that, I think, is the coolest thing there is, because passion speaks louder than anything else. And as a fan, as a creator, you have passion. And that's the passion that we are trying to capture on your post and expose it to the sci-fi community as a whole. So yeah, this is sci-fi. I had so many great conversations, because you find people that are either in love with the thing you're talking about, so you gain new friends, or you find people that have never heard of the thing you're talking about, and your post piqued the interest so much that they were able to maybe pick up the first episode, and now they're falling in love with it, and they're asking you about things because of your passion and because it's your baby, you have more experience than them. So great conversations have grown out of that. And one of the things that I really like today that is happening on the hashtag, if you listen to the show long enough, you know that we consider authors to be they're really awesome, because they're creating worlds. They're creating more sci-fi content that we all want. As a sci-fi fan, we really want more sci-fi. And these, authors, they're able to create complete different worlds with complete different rules that we can all fall in love with. And what I have seen is that there's a lot of authors that are starting to use the hashtag this is sci-fi, and I am all for it. So we have and Dre, I don't know if you had the if you got the image queued in.
I got it ready. It's here.
So if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel,
This
well, what's going on? So you want to go ahead and subscribe. You want to like and subscribe. So basically, what happens is you're listening to this on audio format first, and a month later, this comes up on our YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to see what we're describing. So we are showing right now on the screen. There's a image that was posted by our very good friend James Alaka. If you listen to the show long enough, you have probably seen he called our hotline a couple of times, and we have played um, uh, his messages on the air. And he this is basically one of the last posts that he had posted for us, where he's actually promoting his book. Um, it's actually three of his books in there. So, Ray, you want to read out? Can you read out the what's on the image that we're sharing for the people that are listening to us on audio format?
Sure. What if you were always told that you could never go home again? What if you suddenly could? Would you?
So, yes, Gio, you have an answer for that?
uh, I definitely would. I definitely will go back, and I mean, when you look at the titles of the choices that you get, it seems like not gonna be a homecoming party, or maybe there's gonna be one, but not a good one. So go and check them out for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So again, this is one example of how a use to the hashtag this is sci-fi is so exciting to me because we have, you know, the best type of.
The titles. Look, we had the Descendant Crag, we got Black Saucer,
Mhm.
and we had Star Cups. Star Cups caught my eye when I saw the title. I was like, "Hey, Star Cups, interesting."
Nice. So yep, that just remember if you're a creator or a fan, you first want to follow the hashtag this is sci-fi, and then just kind of browse and let's engage in conversation. Other ways that you can interact in the same spirit of your, having the passion about the thing you love so much. Um, you could call our hotline, just like the writer for this book did. And the hotline is 1-305 563 Again, that is 305-563-6334. And basically, what you want to do is in the same avenue of this, you have a passion for something you created or something you're passionate about. Leave us a voicemail about what that is and tell us why you love it so much, and what was your inspiration in creating it for those creators. And with your permission, we will play that message on future episodes and have a conversation around it. Another way that you can interact in that way is joining our Discord channel. And that would be one of the ways that you can directly talk to us about the thing you love. Now, we have a lot of channels. So when you join, you might want to go through the section. There's a section there where you can select what you want to see so you can see the different channels. But if you don't see a channel for the thing you love, you can reach out to us and we can make it a thing. So those are the ways that you can interact. And of course, you can reach out via our socials and tell us your sci-fi love. We want to hear it. And who knows, maybe we can invite you over as a guest for future episodes. Awesome. Anything to add before we move on to the next segment?
I'm good.
Okay.
Shout outs.
And for these shout outs, but give me a second. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. You have me so distracted that you were not going to get me to say shout outs. I wanted to give a special shout out to our friend. We miss you, Paul. MPEX. He's a great dude. We had great times. He was in one of our very first episodes. We have and it was about Star Trek. I'm not gonna forget. It was the Measure of a Man, and it was
Mhm.
an amazing episode because it was so deeply philosophical
Oh,
that
yeah.
it enamored me. Like I got myself lost in the episode. It was such a great conversation to have with him and with you, Robert. And also when we went to the Comic Con and my first ever convention, you know, it was like very very cool experience, and being able to share with him, with you, and record as a podcast too, and talk to people and interact with everybody was pretty cool experience, really.
Yeah, based
You know?
on, and we have that on our feed on YouTube. It is actually a video collection of our experiences on that con, and it was uh, Captain Chaos' first con.
Yes. Hey, if you want to have some good incentives, go and watch it because it's just 30 minutes, and you get to see me kicking his ass in Street Fighter
Yes, that was actually fun. So
in front of everybody on the stage
if you want to see that,
while he was boasting and talking smack.
because that's how you do it, you know.
Robert talks cheap, but shots are expensive.
And also, last but not least, oh, somebody deleted my. Oh, did I delete it by accident? Well, that's all
Microsoft
right.
deleted it for
Right.
you.
That's all right. That's a good thing that I do. I do my shout outs from my heart because I love you guys for real. And the other shout I wanted to give was for the Vern from Cinema Recall, which we've been playing cat and dog with him. We have a long overdue episode to record with you very soon, man. We
Yes,
love you, and we hope to talk to you soon. And that's all for today's shout outs, man.
awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next segment, which is
The Army News.
Have you noticed, Bree, that he's got a video for every segment start except for that one?
Yeah,
Because he wants to do it himself.
we got this deal. That thing, he has to say it with the voice changer.
So we haven't actually had an episode of Radio Chaos since the last time we recorded. So rather than going backwards in time, I decided to change things up a little bit and advertise a new hashtag that's coming up and a challenge for September. So it's called hashtag Alita September. And basically, it's very similar to Inktober. If you know, Inktober is an online artist challenge where you do a little drawing each day during October. Well, Alita's number is 99, and the 9th of the 9th is Alita Day in September. So we decided to expand it a little and make Alita September. This is going around in various posts across various socials. Obviously, if you're listening to the pod, you can't see this, but just do a search for hashtag Alita September, one word, squash it all together, and you will find this very quickly. And the idea is to post art, writings, memes, cosplay, theories, or headcanons based around the prompt for each day using the hashtag Alita September. And of course, it's got all sorts of different things to do with the manga and the movie and the OVAs. So basically covering the entire thing. Things like day 1 is the scrapyard, day 2 is battle, day 3 is Daisuke Ito, which is Ito's name in the manga, not the movie, because he's Dyson Ito in the movie. So
I see.
it's different. More referencing the manga. Yeah. And there's a different prompt for each day. So I don't know if I'm going to have the time, but I'm going to try to write a couple of paragraph short fix for each one of these. That's going to be interesting. See how that goes. But if you're a creator and you're part of the Alita army or into the Alita story at all, do get involved in this. Write, draw, or create memes or cosplay or whatever you're going to do, and post them up during September, and let's just have a good time talking about Alita, because the idea of the Alita army is to keep Alita current and get those sequels from the 2019 movie Alita Battle Angel, which Bree hasn't watched yet.
I'm new here.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
We're gonna sort this out for you. I have like 27 copies of the movie in various formats.
You say that you like
no,
anime,
you want
right?
to watch. Sorry, what was that, Jer?
The Bree said that she likes anime too.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in Japan, so like I grew up with Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, and Inuyasha is my man.
Sailor Moon.
So
Inuyasha, you like it? Oh my god, I
oh,
grew up
he's my
watching that shit.
boyfriend. Yeah, I like him.
Your boyfriend.
So when you were there, Alita Battle Angel in Japan
I
was
like his
known
brother
as
better.
Gumu or Gundream, as a direct translation. You never saw that one at all?
I don't know, maybe. Not where I was.
Mm.
Yeah,
You might have seen the OVAs as Rusty Angel. What would translate?
Let me
to
tell you
Rusty Angel.
something. The animation is very much the style of Trigun from back in the day.
Oh, nice.
Right,
Very
right?
90s. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we have to educate you.
Yes, please.
You might know the anime.
I'll watch
Well,
it.
I love it.
Robert, we should organize some
Viewing
watch parties
parties?
on the Discord.
Yeah, we should. So,
We'll sort
Bridge,
that out.
just to give you a little explanation, if you ever get to watch the movie and you decide that you want a part 2 after you watch it,
Because you will.
yeah, because if you're a sci-fi fan, if you like cyberpunk, you're gonna love this one. So if you want a part 2, like all of us here, then you are part of the elite army.
It's a low bar for entry. Got to say.
That's
Sweet. Do we get
a
jackets?
requirement. Awesome.
I don't know about Alita. I've been dying to try to make myself one of Cyberpunk though.
Nice. Okay, so Ray,
Yeah,
are we ready for this thing?
I don't know. I don't know. This could either be one of those really deep, engaging conversations, or we could all just be throttling each other by the end. I don't know how this dynamic's going to work.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
One of everything.
Little bit of column A, little bit of column B.
Yeah, for all we know, it's just a mix of everything. Because just that's how we roll. So before we get too deep into this conversation,
Yeah,
we have
The plot.
So I'll just give people some context. So Brick, this is Brick 2025, not Brick 2005. Completely different movies. This is the problem with using a single word to describe your IP, in that it can get confused with other single word IPs out there because there's only so many words that you're likely to use as a name for a movie or what have you. But this is actually a German movie, so it's on Netflix. It's been dubbed, so Robert, it is Robert approved.
kind of, because my heart rate was at 120.
Yeah,
What?
he got a little stressy.
Yeah, so
It is a vaguely sci-fi. I say vaguely sci-fi because the sci-fi doesn't play a huge part once it's in play. It's more like a sci-fi escape room kind of deal. So
I feel, just to add to what you said, and have a slightly different perspective, I think this is the kind of sci-fi that I like because it is sci-fi, but is so well, I guess in that aspect, it's so well written that the sci-fi aspect is background. And the reason why I say it's so well written is because they didn't have to try much to look, I'm sci-fi. They don't have to do that. It's in the background.
Yeah, they're not hitting you in the face with it.
Yeah, it's in the background, but it's like the premise for the entire movie.
I as a sci-fi lover myself, I find the premise to be super important. If the premise doesn't land well, it kind of ruins the entire thing for me. Now, I will say that this movie, the premise is excellently executed. I thought that the premise was really well done.
It was just perfectly timed, the progression of everything. I can
and the breadcrumbing of the details was satisfying.
Yuri was my favorite since the first. It was like love at first sight with Yuri. I saw Yuri and I was like, this is the guy. This is the guy. Like everything was driving me crazy, trying to throw me off. And then you can ask Robert. I'm very inquisitive about the movie, so while I'm watching it, I'm trying to get ahead of the plot, and it was throwing me off completely. And when I saw Yuri, I was like, "Oh my god, it's here!" So good, so good.
Yeah, so I don't know what the budget for this show was. There's no reference to it, but yeah, the setup of the sci-fi I thought was excellent. Some of the writing was a little bit, but we'll get into that. But I'll go through the plot first. Tim and Olivia are in a relationship crisis 2 years after Olivia had a miscarriage with their daughter. Tim represses this stroke of fate and does not talk to Olivia about it, so that Olivia feels left alone with her loss. To start their relationship anew, Olivia quits her job without telling him she was going to do it and bought an old VW bus. It's actually an ice cream truck to take a spontaneous trip to Paris. But Tim, who works as a game developer, is about to release a new computer game and therefore doesn't want to take any time off. Time off, she said, just quit your job and let's bugger off. We're out of here to fix our relationship. And I can understand why he didn't want to do that. He's put years of effort into this game that's close to being published, and she just wants him to walk away from it. So, making things
It's
a
a
little
tough
bit rough.
situation, really, when you think about it from like third person. It's harsh in both of them.
Exactly. They've both got their reasons, but it comes to a pretty nasty head.
Yeah.
So instead of making a decision, he fobs her off and they go out for dinner. On the street, they meet their landlord, who they called the super client, no, super
host.
Super host, yes. It was a bad translation. They keep referring to him as the super host, but it's actually the landlord.
The super host.
Yeah, who is currently.
I can't help but laugh hard at that.
Yeah.
I needed to bring my tinfoil hat.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing because it's not how we describe it in English.
And did you notice how we see Anton in the very beginning with his red scarf pass by?
Oh no, I missed that.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very, very. I mean, the problem is when Yuri was very giving. You just have to be observant. Like what he was telling you was very giving. Oh, he's ex-cop, and then he's advocating for staying because there's something bad. And this guy doesn't look like he died.
He doesn't know that anything's bad.
Everything is like disconnecting, and like his calmness is like eerie if you can observe through micro expressions. Really, he was eerie to me.
Stop crushing on Yuri and let me finish the plot, Gio.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Yuri, man.
Bromance.
I've noticed.
I love.
You need a cold shower.
Mute that guy.
On the street, they meet their landlord, who's currently renovating the apartment complex that they live in. Meanwhile, they see a huge cloud of smoke over the city coming from the port district, from a fire in the port of Hamburg. When Tim and Olivia wake up the next morning, she ends their relationship. She's like, "I'm out of here. I'm leaving." It was very sudden and a bit rough. However, she cannot leave the shared apartment on the second floor because their apartment building is surrounded by a mysterious black wall made of oddly shaped blocks. All attempts to gain access to the stairwell with a hammer and drill fail. When the two hear loud, panicked voices from the neighboring apartment, they realize that they can break through the interior walls to get to the next apartment. Next door, they meet Anna and Marvin, a couple who have rented the apartment for a few days via Airbnb. In the neighboring apartment, Tim finds a sledgehammer. Always got a sledgehammer. Olivia, it was actually a pickaxe, but
Did you notice that the cameras were shown in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the little boxes.
Olivia, who works in the construction industry, reports that her house has a bunker in the basement from which it is highly likely that they can escape via the it's a sewer system, but actually I believe they in the movie it was translated as subway.
Yeah.
But maybe it was just like a sewer tunnel. So another one of those iffy translations.
It was filmed in Germany, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Hamburg. With the sledgehammer, they break through the false ceiling to the floor below. After they have abseiled down to the apartment below them, they are confronted by on the first floor by the pensioner Oswald at gunpoint. So Oswald's a really old guy who's got an oxygen mask on because obviously he's got problems with his lungs, and he has a Glock because why wouldn't you have a Glock? It's Germany. His granddaughter Leah finally manages to convince her grandfather that the four have not come to plunder their food supplies, but represents a real chance at leaving the building. After discovering in the rubble of the ceiling opening that the smoke detectors are equipped with surveillance cameras, they suspect the landlord of organizing a kind of squid game with his tenants. To confront him, they break through the wall to the neighboring apartment. There they also find the landlord Friedman, but he is dead and his hands have been severed. In his apartment, they find a hidden room where they can see footage from the cameras hidden in the apartments on screens, and there's also recordings. Oswald confirms Olivia's suspicion that there is a bunker in the basement, and so the group continues their way through the false ceilings to the ground floor. In the ground floor apartment, they are greeted by Yuri, who is visiting his friend and was trapped in the building when the wall went up. His host, Anton, who wore a pacemaker due to a heart condition, died as a result of a strong magnetic field emanating from the wall. Yuri tries to convince the group not to open the wall or bypass it via the basement, as it is a novel. He believes it is a novel protective function from the military based on nanotechnology that Anton has been researching. Worse, opening the wall would cause toxic gas to enter the house from the outside, which would mean certain death. That's not a great translation. Basically, Yuri believes that there's been some sort of attack on Hamburg, be it due to a Third World War breaking out or what have you, and the wall is a protective measure to keep them isolated because there's either radiation or gas or something outside that would kill them. Could be zombies, who knows? Let's see what I want to. Yuri's words, however, miss their effect, and so Tim also penetrates the last false ceiling down into the basement, 2 meters below street level. Actually, it was 7 meters, but anyway. They open a heavy grate to the bunker to find a black wall encloses the house even at this depth. Out of anger and disappointment, Marvin grabs the pistol Oswald carries in his waistband to protect his granddaughter and fires a clip into the strange wall blocking the door. The projectiles are slowed down and thrown back via the magnetic field. While the young people are able to get out of the way in time, Oswald is fatally hit by a bullet in the chest. In the ground floor apartment, the group discusses how to proceed. Anna discovers that death is the connecting element between them. Marvin has killed Oswald a bit accidentally, causing Leah to lose her grandfather. Anna admits to having been clinically dead for a few minutes in her childhood. Yuri has killed a person while acting as a police officer, and Tim and Olivia have lost their child due to a miscarriage. Death is a part of life, though, guys. I mean, everybody's known somebody's died. Because of this commonality, they decide to continue working together on a solution to discover records that could represent a code to deactivate the wall. This is what Anton was working on before he died. Leah single-handedly discovers that Anton has strangulation marks and was apparently killed by Yuri. Dun, 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 dun. She does not notice that he is behind her, and he kills her as well. On the floor above, the others also discover, on the basis of video recordings, that the camouflage surveillance cameras that
Can I
Yuri
tell you
also...
something? Do you notice that Yuri's such a psychopath that he put makeup on him too because he slammed his face on a wall? Don't tell me that there's no marks on a face after you push a face and slam it to make somebody fall on the ground. He put makeup on that guy. He went far with the preps. Yep.
On the floor above, the others also discover, on the basis of the recordings that from the camouflage surveillance cameras, that Yuri also strangled Anton when he succeeded in deactivating the wall with the help of a light code sent by a mobile phone. They return to the ground floor, having seen that Yuri is burning Anton's notes, overwhelm him, and finally tie him to a chair with duct tape. With Anton's mobile phone, it is possible to put the wall into a liquid state. Anna gets into the wall and is pulled deeper into it. Marvin, Olivia, and Tim try to pull her back, but they fail. When the wall returns to a solid state, Anna's abdomen is severed so that only her lifeless torso falls back into the apartment. Marvin can't bear her loss and shoots the bound and laughing Yuri, who seems to be hit and dies, and then shoots himself in the head with the gun. Good job, Marvin. Really good job. Olivia and Tim realize that they have chosen the wrong order of the light signals and to take the correct order from the video recording, which allows them to open the wall. After a fight with Yuri, who is still alive in the meantime and wants to prevent the wall, which he believes to be a safety protection, from disappearing at all costs, the two are able to leave the house via the ramp on the underground car park and continue to their VW bus. In a final shot, it can be seen that the entire city is affected by the malfunction of the secret security system caused by the fire in the port area. Roll credits. Now, that wasn't the greatest plot, mainly because it was translated from German. So it probably could have used a bit of straightening up.
Yeah.
9.
Right?
I only know 2 words in German. 9 and Scheitzen. Guten Morgen.
What about Schnell?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
before we move in, I think this is the point on the show where we asked the very first question. And the question that we ask, if you're new to the show, is how old were you when you watched this thing, and what was your very first impression? I think we're all brand new on this, except for Bree. Bree was who recommended this movie.
It's a 2025 movie. We don't have much choice.
It's time for Mac.
Thank you. We need new things.
It's
Actually, Rich gonna help me with this.
Yes. Which could be a good and bad thing. Like we have covered things that have been like, the 70s, and I mean we have gone back
Those are good.
like 1900s. So yeah.
Hey, no. The oldest thing we've covered was like BC.
Oh yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
The true story.
Yeah. It's
Go
called
back.
A True Story. It is the first ever documented sci-fi story.
Yeah.
Go inside a whale, travel to the other places while the whale is flying on the sky.
I really
300 AD, I think it was, right? Lucian.
Went to the moon, went to Venus, got around.
Lucian, I think was his name.
And we invited Lucian to our show. If you want to see that, go to our back catalog, look for A True Story, and you get to see Lucian, from the past talking in our show. So yeah, good times.
And they even troll you at the end of the story saying there'll be a part 2, and there never is.
It's horrible.
So the original troll.
Yes. That's awesome. So, if you're new to the show, that is the question. It's like, how old were you when you watched this thing, and what was your very first impression? Now, this works for some of the things that we have covered. It might not work so well for this one because it is a 2025 show. So, I don't know, how should we do the order on this one? Who wants to go first? It doesn't really matter.
Let Brie go first.
Yeah.
Okay, if you insist. Watching the movie, it was fun and it was good, but the more like I thought about it, the more questions I had. And I mean, it's completely possible with nanotechnology, like the government and, people are working on stuff just like this. And it's just going to be readily available one day. And it's like, which person would I be if like you woke up and everything was just closed in, you didn't know what was happening? Would you slowly go crazy? Would you try to survive and go all badass? Or would you give up or just keep going? Like there's so many options, and like who would you partner with? Who would you trust? And then I have so many questions, like it was so far away. Didn't they have like a safety protocol in case this were to happen?
Yeah.
But I watched it last week or the week before because I saw it and it was like number 2 on Netflix. And I was like, okay, you know what? This is on my like to watch list, I might as well just watch it because I like to binge watch shows and movies. But it was a fun, interesting show. And some parts were a little graphic, but if you like zombie movies like Robert doesn't, like it's not that graphic. So
Bree's got you worked out, Robert. Already.
it was a fun
The show and she's got you worked out.
What?
That's how we roll. That's just how we roll.
You're an open book, Robert.
Yeah.
Sure.
I share a link just to get your hopes down, Brie. I'm that kind of guy. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
thanks.
South Korea already had developed a liquid kind of robot that can even work at a cell level.
Yeah.
So
Did you see
fun
that they're
stuff,
doing, they're
We're getting
having
there.
robots incubate babies now, like in China.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah, we get it there.
stuff out there.
It's a house of horror. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so who wants to go next? You want me to go next? So yeah, I was
What was
hooked.
the first time?
I was hooked on the trailer. So the trailer was shared by Bree on our Discord channel, and I was like, "Whoa, this is a roller coaster," from the trailer. And so I decided to watch the film. And I found something really interesting. If you listen to the show long enough, you know that I am Admiral Happy Ending for a reason. I like movies and TV shows to have a happy ending at the end, which I think you kind of have discovered that I am a complex guy because I like things like Event Horizon and Alien. So I guess it depends on how it applies. But this movie definitely has a happy ending, but it has the same effect, and I notice, as when I watch Black Mirror, which kind of throw me off because we were watching on the same day. We were watching the movie that we covered on our previous episode, Don't Look Up. That definitely has no happy ending at all. And I enjoyed this. Well, let me rephrase this. My heart enjoyed this more than Brick. Brick, I was looking at my Apple Watch and it was 120 the heart rate. But it had a happy ending. So, figure that. That aside, the movie, it was really good and it was fast paced for me. I think that the constant, how things were happening nonstop, and paired with the fact that I didn't know what was going on, um, it actually played a big part into that, and it's also the reason why I like this movie so much. And I really appreciate the fact that this movie gives you your answers. Well, let me rephrase that. Most of your answers at the very last part of the film. So they hold off on giving you anything, and they kind of, spoon feed you all the way through, and then at the end they give you the whole thing. Of course, we'll talk about some of the questions that we still have in this show, but I think I really appreciate things like films and TV shows that do this, because it's they keep you in inside the story somewhat, um, and it you feel like you're part of that crew, and as being part of that crew, you have no idea what's going on. So I kind of appreciate when that happens in film. There, there's films that give you, which kind of works for that specific film. They give you what's going on early on, but I really appreciate also when they hold off on that and they give it to you at the end, so you can have the complete. And I can't think of what's the word that like um you get involved, you get it's you're part of the story.
Engrossed.
You're invested.
It kind of, yeah, yeah. So I really love that this movie for that reason, because it gives you most of the answers all at once at the end. And that is my last my well, it could be my last because we only watched this. It's my first impression.
I'm gonna go because I want to ask Ray something.
Uh
And
oh.
Oh man.
through my maybe of closing mine first impression, the movie was great. I had to say, it started with a very slow burner, and with a romantic theme with Robert No and Ray that it has a special place in my heart. It bores me, but then it gets interesting. And basically, I like how organically I think the other characters that started getting introduced, even though they were absurd, it's like it's a listing that you need, but at the same time it works. They organically integrate to the group, and before you know it, I think because of that, Robert, what you mentioned, you feel like you're part of the group too, because
Yeah.
everything is happening like that, and most of them somehow or other you can relate, but not to one only, if not to like every single one of them in different moments.
Yeah.
And then the jokes that they throw a bunch of social jokes in there, it. like the host kind of thing. Probably reptilian kind of references in there. But and I mean when they made the hole and they were doing drugs and they put the baggie, I was like, oh no, are you kidding me? The first people they find and it's this. But honestly, I will say that ironically, even though everybody was freaking out, the movie gave me hopes that if we have something like that, we have hopes for surviving some bad shit, right?
Yeah.
And the question I was gonna leave to Ray is because I really like Ray knows that I really enjoy a good writing when it comes to character building, and I wanted to ask you how good of a villain did they do with Beauty, in your opinion?
Here. He was pretty.
For the audience out there, if you haven't noticed, there's some bromance going on here.
Oh no, man!
Little.
I did enjoy it. I think that it became absurd at the end, though. He shouldn't have come back, because I was watching the movie with a
It was Mike Myers in it.
literally,
Would not
literally.
die.
And let me tell you, Brie, I was watching the movie with total cynicism too, because when Judy came and became like died, apparently, as Robert, I was laughing that they were back together alone. It was like what?
Yeah.
So I think that I mean I don't know if it was just me, but I think that they did throw a lot of comedy in there, a lot of comedy.
It was black comedy too.
Oh yeah,
In light
definitely,
of the
definitely.
situation.
Just like Bullet Train with Brad Pitt,
Oh yeah, that was good.
that kind of comedy. It's absurd. It's absurdism, you know.
I'm going to quote Captain Chaos on our Discord when he said,
And I watched it today.
Today.
Awesome.
The characters were all flawed, all of them, but they were flawed in ways that were relatable. And so I found this to be a very relatable movie in that the characters were broken, but you could feel for them. And I mean, I read a few reviews that were quite scathing about this movie, and some of the stuff they said was reasonable, but a lot of it was unfair.
Most of the time, it's like that on review places, you know it.
Well, these reviews sounded like they were written by intelligent people with autism who expect everybody to behave the absolute best that they can in every situation. And people aren't like that. People do not do that.
No.
And if you write perfect people, they're not relatable. So I found these characters relatable.
Yeah.
There was some, I mean, look, you watch enough of these sorts of movies, you can pick things. The moment they introduce Yuri, I'm like, yeah, he's going to start murdering people. I just knew it. And he's going to come back. Like he'll look like he's dead and he'll be back. These things, they got to happen. It was not a surprise.
Would you two agree? Would you three agree that the landlord got his hands cut out because he tried to open it and he put the hands and he did the code wrong?
Yes. At first I was like, there's no way. Like someone's covering up. Like where did his hands go? But after the scene with what's her name? Anna.
That was genius though, because it had me going that Judy was the one that killed him too. You know, it was genius. It was a murder without perpetrator. I was like, wow,
He
that
could
was
have
so
survived
cool.
his hands getting cut off though. So he must have, like, his face had blood on it, and there's like a lot of blood.
And they're gone. They're gone. Like there's nowhere. You're not gonna find those hands anywhere. I actually thought that when Leia was looking at Maurice, I think is a friend that was there. She was gonna lift the blanket, thinking that maybe the hands of the landlords were cut out with there. That's what I thought she was gonna do.
I thought she was going to lift. I thought she was going to lift the blanket and find other pieces of paper, like in his hand, in his death grip, or something.
Well,
that would
we all went to the
explain-
blanket. None of us caught on to the scarf, which was very obvious, really. You know, nobody like scarf is out of house, and like everybody else.
He's in
like,
bed with a scarf on. That was suspect to
cold.
begin with. Yeah,
yeah, it was obvious.
yeah. Well, he's cold because he's a corpse. He's not producing heat anymore.
Winter out there.
Hey, Ray, I found the Rotten Tomato ratings in case you want to know.
They're very low, aren't they?
Just want to add to your comment there, and they're not fair.
No,
they're really not fair. So, tomato meter, if you're familiar with this, tomato meter is basically the critics score. It is 46%. Now,
that's higher than I was expecting, actually.
Well, here's the thing that throws me off, because the popcorn meter, which is the audience score, typically is higher. It's actually lower. It's 24%.
Wow.
So this is not fair, because
I'm not allowed to pick movies anymore.
it makes me feel like I watch a complete different movie than this. I would not rate this movie this low.
Just fair warning, Bree. We do not pick movies based on ratings. We pick movies based on how much we like.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't in your face drama or like crazy pivotal moments or anything, but the fact that it was relatable and you would put yourself in that situation, like what would you do, or what happened to all those people?
The continuous stress really did not allow anything to really give you shock anymore. The whole situation was absurd from the beginning, and it just continues to progress. So, like, there's nothing really like it's gonna scare you off anymore. You're looking for relief on the whole thing, really.
So, can I bring up a couple of things in the movie that I would like to get all of your opinions on, because they don't make sense to me?
Okay.
The first one is, why the front door of the apartments? Why were they blocked? Shouldn't have been like the front door of the building.
Stairwell. They keep
if
them
it was
stairwell.
if it was covering the entire build, like at the final shot, you see this thing over the surface of all the buildings, which makes sense. If it's of a defensive system, it's protecting the building from explosion, radiation, whatever. That's fine. I got no problem with that. But why was it blocking off the door to the apartment in the center of the building? The stairwell was not external. The
Well,
stairwell
do
was
you
internal.
remember? Do you remember if there were apartments across? Because I don't even know the structure of the building. Maybe it was just
Yeah.
a hallway and nothing across.
Can
You
I
know?
can I stretch the answer like I normally
And I mean,
do the
you
show?
have water, so it was caught in the water even. So I think that it was.
That's my next question. I'll
And
get
that
to that
door
though.
got out. I think.
But if it was like, those apartment buildings they always show in anime where all of the apartments lead to an external walkway. If it was like that,
The
then it
windows
would make
were covered
sense.
to the
Can I,
outside. The windows were covered to the outside.
can I
Yeah.
can I stretch the answer
Mhm.
like
Please
I
do.
normally do on this show?
Yeah, you stretch everything
Yeah,
on this
I
shit. Go
go
for it.
Everything.
Captain
Open,
Overthinker.
you can actually see through, right? That's how much I stretch it.
Yeah.
Let's take a bunch of sci-fi IPs, including real life and submarines and spaceships, right? But let me just keep it within sci-fi and not go in reality, right? So when typically in sci-fi, when there is an emergency on a ship, we have what they call blast doors. And those blast doors, just like in submarines, like when there's an emergency on a submarine, because water will flood the entire thing, those blast doors will just shut down in every entryway during the ship, just to prevent, in the case of a submarine, to prevent the submarine to get flooded with the water. So until it gives enough time for the crew, the bridge crew, to assess the situation and decide which blast doors they're going to open until they get to the where the issue is at and they can repair it. On the
If
other side,
death is not too long that he killed everybody, eh?
what?
If the depth is not too deep that he killed everybody, eh? Huh? That's that too. Like imagine if they're going in the Mariana Trench and he fell on it. There's not
No,
a lot of
no. I'm just
you know?
yeah. I'm not talking about that scenario. I'm talking about something happens. The hole gets bridged and water sips in. Right.
Mhm.
The submarine is still working. Right now, let's kind of move on to the sci-fi era when we see this in ships, right, in spaceships. Um, Something breaks the hull. Obviously, I don't think we see this in Star Trek because they have the Star Trek or Star Wars because they have those the shields, right? They protect you from bridges. But whenever we have a bridge, there's a blast hole that comes in and shuts down all the entryways until the bridge crew can determine what the issue is. They open up the safe ones, and then they keep the ones that will destroy the ship closed until they figure out how to fix them. I feel that this is the same scenario. Again, I'm stretching it, right?
Oh, you are.
Because I'm comparing to other things. I'm really stretching it thin. Because if, in fact, in my head, it makes sense. If, in fact, there was an issue with like a biological warfare, where the air is the one that is conducting the poison, um, it is easier to close down all the doors to all the apartments and single out each apartment individually in case something finally gets in somehow where we might lose one apartment and not the entire building. But that's just the way that I looked at it.
Or sections of the apartments.
Exactly.
Uh,
So if something gets in, because I mean, remember this company
I
that
have the explanation.
had no idea how to even deal with a emergency scenario. This is why the whole movie is based this way. So if we take that in consideration, something could have opened somewhere, or someone could have opened it, like what happened in this scenario that this guy got killed. And if that happens, it wouldn't open it up. Imagine for a minute that he was successful and there was actually a biological weapon on the whole city. and he opened up, and all the apartment buildings were not closed down. You would have lost the entire building. But that's just my opinion, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah, no. I second that. I think that they definitely took only the airways as main priority, not to cut out because they were gonna asphyxiate eventually. But other than that, I think that Yuri was half right and half wrong. He was totally wrong on like the crisis, but he was definitely right on like they could not just sit down and wait. I think that it was gonna be something that was gonna end before they get to Paris. You know, because when you look outside, there was nothing going on. I think that it was a malfunction or something.
Mhm.
Definitely, I think that was what's going on, and I think that that's why they just took into account airways for the building when they locked down everything. I think like the water systems. I think that they were completely clogged out by that thing covering a full frame of it. I imagine whatever it was cutting out in the building.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna let Bree answer that question as well. From Ray before Ray goes into his.
Yuri exclamation explanation.
If you agree with what we said, or if you have your own personal opinion.
Some kind of
The Yuri segment is coming. Gio's going to go on about Yuri for at least half an hour, so that's coming up.
That was probably what my magnetized tungsten.
Lead slugs are affected by magnetism, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Slugs?
If I tell you, I lie to you.
The bullets.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, they're copper. They're copper.
In another dimension, man. Come on.
They're copper. That's true. That was such a fail, man. Oh, bro, you got that one right away, didn't you? It was a splinter in the movie. We were like, wait a minute, what is going on here?
Nah, look,
Modern science.
there was some very sloppy writing in this, unfortunately.
It was. I think that bullet has lead and copper, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Now, here's another one, just to make it worse. The water was cut off by the wall, or the bricks, whatever you want to call them. Why wasn't the electricity if it was down 7 meters underground? Because they needed light so they could film.
I mean, if you want to get technical about it, like maybe it was a generator, and that would be inside of the building.
They could have made a movie with like a dark.
Could you imagine the whole movie with torches?
Oh my god, not like that neither.
That could be
all the oxygen out of there with the walls.
Suffocate. What were they going to be breathing for the next couple of days?
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was a lot of plot holes in this, unfortunately. I wish they thought a little bit harder. I mean, I can understand why for the story they were blocking the front doors of the apartments, but logically, with the thing dropping down from the sky and falling over the buildings, it shouldn't have cut in through the middle of the building and blocked the doorways.
But when Tim went into that little room where he found the camera and the pickaxe, like there was no wall there, but when he turned around, there was a wall, so it just appeared suddenly then. So what was that about?
I'm wondering this logic of blocking the doors off in case there's something nasty in the stairwell and keeping the individual apartments intact. But then what did they end up doing? They ended up digging through the floors and digging through the walls. So they broke the containment anyway. So now, now you can.
Funny too. To me, that was comedy.
you can bitch and moan about the logic of this thing.
The old man says another hole or hole it or something like that. It was funny.
But what I want to say to you is, just like Planner, version 1 doesn't work so well in anything. Robert understands me, don't you, Robert? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Version 1 of anything is just asking for trouble. Never get in on the ground floor. Somebody asked me to buy an Apple iPhone 1, the original Apple iPhone, and I went, nope.
I have that.
I got an iPhone 2. I wouldn't buy an iPhone. I just
Yeah, the
agree.
first one always has
Agree.
bugs and people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this was unreleased technology. The only reason it got out was because of the fire.
But what kind of plant was it? And Tim was like, "Oh, it's really far away. There's no way it can affect us over here." But it did.
That was a red flag. This waving large red flag.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just wanted to bring those things up, and like I wanted to give you guys time to hang yourselves and then let the rope off before you suffocated and just say it's version 1. It doesn't work properly.
Just wait for part 2.
It's meant to be a defensive system. Why the hell did it eat why did it eat Anna? If it's supposed to be helping the people, why would it kill them?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or why would it
Because
not
it's
notice?
version 1 and it's not ready yet. In fact, it's not even version 1, it's like version 0.7.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, no,
So
no,
it's
not at all.
it's not released yet. It's not ready. It was not ready.
Did it absorb her, or when the wall comes down, are we just going to see the other half of Anna
Maybe it was hungry.
or his arms? You know,
We never saw the other half, so for all we know, the other half is outside.
I think that it was disintegrated because what is happening is that thing that it was in some kind of stasis material, dematerialized form. It's becoming solid, but it's still in there. So it might that part of her body might become the wall itself, and it's just colorless.
Yeah, but the question that I had is like,
And the
what?
magnetic force that has can they configure you completely. You say, Robert?
Well, I was just wondering, like, for example, the feet, right? It's obviously completely way outside the wall, or so I think. For all we know, the whole stairwell is a solid item.
Hmm.
But
Honestly,
something we don't get answer in this movie.
I think that we did actually. Now that I think of it, she said that it felt warm, and when you think about it, they put the wrong code. This is actually a security measure to eliminate an intruder.
hmm.
You understand me? So it's like it's luring you to come. It's not open. You put a wrong code on it, so he knows it. He knows that you are not the right person, and it's inviting you. The moment that you put a finger, it's gonna suck you in. There's no how. You better chop that hand off. When she got the hand stuck, the first thing that I thought of was chop the hand off. Chop the hand off. Don't think it.
Yeah.
And because it's like you don't know what's in it, you know. So
It's machete time.
honestly,
That's why you got
now
the
you
axe.
mention it, it was not cut off. She was absorbed into that thing. So she was gonna be disintegrated or killed or whatever they did. She was half of her was there or nowhere.
Presuming
That leads me to a question with the landlord. Like, how come he didn't get
The
pulled in?
hands. The
His
hands.
hands were cut off, but he didn't get pulled in like Anna.
Yeah. The problem is that Marvin didn't help as always. As always, he didn't help. He was getting in the middle. You got three people trying to pull one person. You know, maybe the landlord got a good hold of himself, and he didn't have three people
Or
actually
maybe it's
helping.
like quicksand. Like the more they were helping, the more she got sucked in, and like maybe that's why half of her was
Exactly.
gone instead of the hands.
The combined pool of them three could have been somehow also pushing her eventually in and out. Because there's a lot of movement in there, and it's not all back because they don't fit in that frame. You get me? I actually was afraid that Olivia or somebody else, a little piece of them was gonna cut out for dramatic touch, and like a little bit of the hand was gonna be off, like just a cut, and knee padding or something. I even thought that was gonna happen.
Nice.
so. I just want to say that Anna was an idiot.
Oh, definitely.
A complete idiot.
I was laughing. I was like,
Well,
I'm
the moment the wall changed form and you could put things through it, why did she choose herself?
Your body. Why not a
didn't-
stick?
Why did she pick up a chair?
Sofa.
See what happens to the chair.
And
Why didn't
they kept on not having like caution about putting stuff in front of it and getting away from it?
Exactly.
They kept on ignoring that. It's like they deserve every time that the door got back at them, because it's like the door touched you the first time. It did,
Yeah. first few
The
minutes of the
second time,
movie.
it's like you cannot blame the door anymore.
I mean, admittedly, we experienced this over an hour and a half, right? It was an hour and a half long movie.
I thought it was longer.
They were doing this over many hours because it would have taken them hours to break through those floors.
Mhm.
And they would have been tired, thirsty, because they didn't have water. They only had what was left in people's refrigerators and stuff like that. Thankfully, the refrigerators were
I think
somehow
that there
still
was
on.
a lot of precious interaction moments that they were not given to us, like
Yeah.
what happened to Olivia and Ting in between that night and the morning, because they talked after in between that night again. They show like flashbacks of it only, you know. But and more stuff that we didn't
And
get.
you know, if you're in a stressful environment and you're sleep deprived and you're concerned about dying, you may not think clearly. So I can understand why they weren't being completely logical. But to have seen a guy with his hands torn off in front of this wall and then go and stick your finger in it, that was probably the dumbest thing I've seen in a long time. It's like, get a stick, write a note, put it through, say, hey, there's people in here, help us get out.
But no
Do some
survival.
tests. Do some tests. Don't
Yeah,
just
no
stick the
survival
bloody
skills,
hand in.
No
obviously.
survival
All right.
instinct. No survival instinct at all.
Only Oswald
Survival-
had survival skills. I mean, he had a
Look, I've done substance and stuff, but like you don't want to have a person intoxicated on an apocalypse. You're gonna die very fast, faster than you would die just standing where you're at. It's gonna happen faster, you know. So that's why I was like, oh no, when they showed them the first time and they were at it and talking about it so openly, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be horribly.
I'm stressed past the drugs. It's like, oh crap.
Oh god, it was horrible.
Oh my god.
I don't if I was Peter, I think Peter, his name was Peter, wasn't it?
Peter and
The
Nadar.
main guy. Yeah. If I was Peter, I would never have widened that hole. They're druggies, leave them. Everyone for themselves.
They're fine. They're just
Now,
going to drag you down.
I wanted to ask you, all of you guys, which was your more relatable or favorite character? Since I have mine, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I go for Tim.
You're a Yuri simp.
Yeah.
Let's state it now. Who's your favorite?
Well, me, Tim.
Tim.
what about you guys? Nobody likes a dead guy.
Which one? There's so many dead guys.
Hey, great acting.
Great acting.
I think a mix
trying, like-
between Tim and Leah. Like Leah, she's intelligent. She's like, oh, what's this? Maybe it means something. And Tim actually acts on
Yes.
things, but Leah was just a little bit too naive.
Yes, definitely. Tim was a good leader. Like he did a good role organically. Like you didn't feel forced by him being the protagonist or one of the main characters. It didn't feel forced. It felt more like it was him and Olivia were the only one with really common sense in what was going on, right? Everybody else was like way too taken away by the whole thing and not really thinking very rationally at all.
I don't know. Olivia acted on things. She was trying to leave.
Yeah, but I mean, even though that Tim and Olivia are going to some emotional distress for what's happening, they are keeping it together somehow, and keeping the eye on the target. You know, the eye on the target.
'Cause
And
it could
would
always
you
be
agree?
worse.
Would you agree too? I want Bree to tell me first, but would you agree that Yuri was sent by the company?
Sent by the company, or he worked with the company just in a different department of the security.
Don't you think that it was too odd that he seems like he did know what was going on, and he was just trying to follow protocol, but fall into like a militant, so killing
Well,
was not even a problem.
And
you know?
Anton was clearly linked to the company.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And well, they even
But I
said
don't
that Yuri
think
worked for
Anton
him.
was working in the same department that created this thing.
And
No.
if they sent Yuri, then he would know that it wasn't an actual radiation leak or anything, that it was just an accident.
I
You
think
think it
Yuri
was
was
just-
just a prepper. He was like a prepper who was
Like a
visiting his
doomsday
friend.
guy.
Doomsday guy, exactly.
But he doesn't have any
And-
supplies like Oswald. Like Oswald was stocked, he was fully stocked, snacks, drinks.
Yes.
But Yuri wasn't. He was just
Cycle.
Crazy.
Cycle.
Yuri was broken.
Yeah.
what was
total
his
cycle.
backstory? Who did he lose? Well, besides killing his friend. I mean,
He said the militarized version of Bob Lazar gone wrong
mhm.
and throw some
I'm not
David
even-
Icke on it.
I'm not even convinced that Yuri was telling the truth about being a police officer.
Probably not. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe he was
Or
a
maybe-
security officer at the plant that
Possibly,
He
but
was-
maybe there was more to it. Maybe he killed somebody and enjoyed it.
They
out
don't
of the
really
police
they don't
force
really
before
give
he
us
got
the answers
caught.
to those things neither. So
here's
I
my
wanted to know,
excuse.
what
I can
you
be
think.
crazy, kill people,
Hmm.
be the last one.
Yeah, it could have been. Honestly, like I think that the moment that they kind of saw the notes, he already was on to like how to eliminate them, or that seed was in him already.
Because he was
Like, it
sitting
was-
back and
it was-
watching
It
everything.
was like a plan B for him, you know. Like the moment that he knew that something like a little hair of a problem or a flinch of a doubt came on his blood, he was gonna act on them because he seemed very secure when holding a weapon or when he killed somebody. It was more of a dramatical performance, like burning the papers and stuff, you know,
Yuri,
kind of like a
Yuri,
cultist shit.
Yuri was disengaged from the beginning, and that was the huge red flag.
Mhm.
Everybody else is like getting upset, or Oswald had the negative reaction to people breaking through from the ceiling, which was understandable because he was worried about his granddaughter's chastity, or however you want to look at her safety. But because Oswald had been through war, so he knows what people get like when things get desperate. So he knew that he needed physical force to protect his granddaughter, which is completely understandable.
Absolutely.
Rational.
It was very rational. But the thing was, like, Peter and Olivia, when they interacted with these people all started out seeming a little bit off their nuts. But as soon as they started talking and started planning and started going in a direction, all those people settled down. But not Yuri. Yuri never engaged.
Mm-hmm.
He was
All
too
the
calm.
contrary.
He was too calm, too collected.
Yeah, never
He was
showed
too
any
calm.
emotion, even after he killed his friend. Like,
Well, no, he was too calm, too collected. He was in an apartment with a dead body, and he was not upset about it. He was not freaked out. He was too calm. And that's Psychopath 101 right there. The moment I'd interacted with him, if I was Peter, he would have been wrapped up on that chair with the tape on it. Nope.
Sure.
Nope.
Yeah. True.
I think I have a question, and I'm wondering how you guys will respond, because I don't know exactly what the answer may be. But Yuri got shot
Mm.
and then somewhat revived with enough force to fight back. Olivia.
There is a possibility because the
So-
cartilage stops in here. There's actual bone in here, and with the tape, that it could actually stop the impact of the bullet or not be a lethal shot. It could pass through and not hit the esophagus or the breathing pipes. Could happen in between the lungs because the lungs are on the sides,
Yeah,
and the heart is like kind of like in here, not here. So like if it was right in the center, it could escape everything still,
I mean,
or
I wouldn't
get
be
lodged
surprised if he
in.
wasn't wearing a vest either.
Yeah. Also, if it was,
Well, there was
he's a
blood.
police. He's a police. So I thought of a vest because you can get a vest like that can stab any 9mm for like nothing. You can get that anywhere.
I would
And you
think
would not see it on a shirt. And he looked too buff too, so it might have been a vest.
the first thing that came to my mind was nanotechnology. I don't know why.
You remember the fly?
Yes, that was weird.
The
And the
fly was very suspect. I don't think the fly was an actual fly. I think it was a
NSA.
drone.
Oh,
The
maybe it was all a test
thing.
to see like how people would react, and they study it. Oh,
Of course, this is part
I,
of the
I
this is part of the intel or the data that you need to know how this thing functions and affects the people that are gonna be cattle around on it.
I mean the nanotechnology wall system may have been being set up for a test before the fire, and it got out on its own. So it may have had inbuilt drones to check on the safety and the condition of the people it was protecting. And that information may have been sent back to base, except base had burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they should have had like an offshore or offsite command center just in case
Cloud.
it fell down. Like, yeah,
Always put it on the cloud.
yeah.
Version 1, everything hasn't been thought of yet.
And she said it was like an escape room, and the landlord superhost was like the puppet master, so it would go along
didn't
with that
didn't
logic.
didn't you laugh at the automatic assumption of Olivia that he just did that the wall? He's like, okay, stop this right now. He's like, hey, I didn't do this.
Like, what did you do now?
Whoa. I was like, whoa.
That's
No one's
just an emotional response. You blame the person you're having issues with
she was
for everything.
off on him. They were fighting. I get it. It was just funny. Like it happened twice because they broke up again, and she wakes up and she goes to her room because she cannot go anywhere.
Yeah.
I was in my head like, yeah, go to your room.
And they made such a big deal about him being a gamer and a programmer, all that, and then this wall shows up, and it's kind of like a code. So I was just surprised that he didn't figure out some kind of algorithm to open it up.
You know, I find funny you mentioned that because I did notice that, and I find it ironic because I think that it was kind of a social message because he was doing something serious, but something that he's passionate about. He was creating something to sell it to the public. You know, she's looking at it as a game, but it's not like he's sitting down there to play and do nothing. He's programming it and making it. You know, so it's like she kind of devalued what he was doing, and at the same time, they both were pulling apart from each other because they didn't know how to deal with this because we're not built to this. We're not built to deal with that kind of thing. That's something really that has no precedent in a human life, even when you see it in somebody else's. It's not the same calling the devil that seeing it coming, right? So it's tough. It's tough for both of them, you know. It's like it's a place where it's just a tragedy. There's not a bad guy. It's not a good guy, and it makes it difficult for them. And they still manage to deal with each other, which is admirable. Most couples today, I don't think that they can manage that
because they don't
it's a
talk to
lot
each
of
other.
maturity.
This kind of forced them to talk to each other and reevaluate their relationship to figure out, like, hey, I was wrong and I'm sorry. You know,
See, Robert calls this a happy
the sorry
ending.
tea. The sorry tea, I love it when she came with a cup, quiet. I was cracking it up.
Well,
See, Robert calls this a happy ending, but I'm not convinced. There was a lot of people who didn't have a happy ending.
They were stuck in that building. Like, there's so many people that died probably, and they just left. They didn't. They knew the code now, but just gonna leave everybody there.
Well, maybe they were looking for whoever was in command of the rescue efforts to give them the code.
Oh, you know, they were going to go to Paris.
We're just going to fuck off.
We're like, screw this.
Nah, not our problem. We're free. Let's fuck off.
Unfortunately, I know that.
Like that was
I had to admit that.
Yeah.
Social responsibility 0.
For you know me, right?
Yeah, we do.
I love when they leave the movie like that because it basically leaves the ending to your interpretation. So it's kind of funny how we all have a different interpretation of what that ending might look like. For me, like I said, you know me. For me,
they were guess it for you, and you tell me if I get it.
They were going to look for. I'm sorry.
You want me to guess it for you? You tell me if I get it. They have a baby, and they help fix the problem of the citizen failure in a sequel.
What? How are they gonna have a baby in 9 months?
That is way off. Way off. So in my interpretation of the ending, they go and look for, just like it was said here, who is responsible, give him the code, and then go back to Paris. That's just how I envisioned the ending. But that's because they leave the ending like that, completely wide open. And I love that. I think most movies are successful when they do that, because it's the same effect on a book, right? Where they write something on and they leave it up to the reader's interpretation of what that scene might look like or what that scene might be like. We have covered a bunch of movies where they leave the ending like that.
And we got more to talk about because it isn't all explained.
Yeah, or they can go find someone that was responsible for it, give them the code, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're just gonna make this a cover up, kill these two, and just make sure everyone's dead or zombified in a couple months," and be
Mhm.
like, "That town never existed."
Yeah.
It's Hamburg. It's kind of been there for a long
I
time.
think that they were going away to
Not
Paris.
anymore.
Yeah, they wanted to get away from that. It was at that point. I don't think there was much thinking. It was survival and like tiredness. They wanted to get away from that because that was actually keeping them captive.
And they've been
So,
around so much death.
yeah. I don't
See,
think
they worked out.
they're
They
around.
worked out how to open the wall that was blocking the doorways. They didn't work
And
out
their
how to
heart.
deactivate the entire thing and get it to go back into its box. So there's still a long way to go to solve this problem. I don't think it's just going to vanish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, for all we know, it is really involved, because you can open up the main door to a building. For all we know, I mean, this is the great thing about this is open to interpretation, right? So for all I know, once you open the front door of the building, now you have to open the front doors of each of the apartments, and we don't know the timing. Like we never got to see if there's a timing once you open it for that door to close back again, and what is that timing. So yeah, there's a lot of
Well, obviously it does close again because
Yeah.
the door to the apartment of where Anton and Yuri were was closed when they got there.
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
And it showed on the video that there was light coming in from the hallway.
Yeah.
So that they knew that it had opened, but it wasn't open anymore. So obviously there was a timing.
Yeah.
It
So
didn't stay open.
that would involve a team to rescue.
But the whole thing's out. The whole thing's out of control. The people who know how to operate it, their equipment's destroyed from the fire. I don't even know if the people survived the fire. If they were in there at the time, they might be dead.
Mhm.
So there's nobody left who can run this thing.
Oh, jeez.
Mhm.
And the equipment that used to control it is destroyed by the fire. So it's on it. It's on the loose, basically.
Yeah.
And what if something
They
else
already hack
happens
it,
in
right?
the next town? Maybe the nanotech will go to that town, and then the whole world.
Oh, Grey Goo event is on the horizon. I'm telling you this right now.
Well, let's hope it doesn't replicate.
I think it does.
Replicate, it might thin out.
It has to, right? Or I mean, unless it's like that Baymax movie, Big Hero 6, where you can only have so much of that nanotech and then it just thins out.
Yeah.
Or like Transcendence.
Yeah.
They infest everything. They had to shut down every electronic in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
So, do you guys have any more, like, that was one of my unanswered questions. Do you have any that you can like think of, like, off the top of your head, when you were watching this film?
Well, to me, that one about him, like Yuri being sent as a killer. I wanted to know if any of you thought of that, but apparently I'm alone on there.
You are. I think Yuri was just in the wrong place at the right time, if you get my meaning.
I think so too. I think, and that's what prompted him to go crazy. He already had this the
But you don't think that it's plausible that he would have been sent as a security measure for this guy because he has been watched and he wanted to escape or something? He was prying somewhere that he didn't have to, even if he didn't want to escape.
like a
couldn't get
bodyguard
into acting so
almost.
that we didn't have to get into, and they already watch him after that. You know, it
I,
could
I
have been.
I think it might make sense, especially when they're friends, for him to be the bodyguard. But I think, like Ray said, that was the intention in my head. But once this whole thing happened, he already had a tail. I think he had some sort of PTSD from being a police officer, based on the conversation that he was having with the people there. So I think that what happened was the tipping point, was that last drop on that full cup that just he just went crazy after that.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't. Yeah.
Yuri was a psychopath and a doomsday believer. So when this happened, it fed into his psychosis, and he went over the edge, like Robert says.
Now, let me ask you something. What do you think it would be the biggest magnitude thing, tsunami that we could resist with technology like this or attack? What do you think that it could protect us from?
I don't know.
You don't have to go full on scientific fact, just your thoughts. Because he looks sturdy and trustworthy, right?
But
I
I
mean,
mean,
a drill tip, diamond drill tip, went melting on it.
but the lights affect it. So what if it was like a terrible rainstorm and lots of lightning? Like, will it
Oh,
like
well,
unlock, lock in the
I have an answer for that.
Yeah.
You got geoengineering right now
Mhm.
in chemtrails. You can control for that not to happen when you implement this.
You would also control for
I don't know. I'm talking crap.
the issue too, like a reverse.
Can you really?
I think I would go with Bree's thoughts there, because this is, again, like Ray said, this is an untested, like, version 1 product. I don't think, like, considering the fact that
But give it a chance. Give it
light
a chance
flashes
and
will
tell me
affect
what do you
it,
think you protect us from?
we don't have, like, enough information to see what happens, like if there's a thunderstorm, right? Like Bree said,
Yeah.
the light flashes, they're very random. So
Mhm.
what would happen? I mean, would it turn it, like, the whole thing outside liquid, and then consume the entire building, and a lot of people die? We have no idea how we only have, in comparison, the
We're gonna
combination.
have a surface. We're gonna have a surface idea of this too, right?
Well, we only have a comparison to the combinations of light that they have done, but that's in smart thought on, like, what the actual numbers were. But
Mm-hmm.
for
Very.
something like Mother Nature, it would be completely random. So we have no idea what combinations of flashes of light would cause
Mhm.
in the right order.
But well, there's enough absurd already in the plot for you to kick out my idea like that. So level with me. What I'm trying to say is, imagine, for example, an atomic bomb. It could protect people from like the aftermath of that explosion, like the debris that comes down that could burn you and kill you too. It could do good things. That kind of technology, if it was real, right?
Yeah, and
It could protect from a blast at a certain distance.
the intention was right, and it was mentioned it would protect people from atomic bomb. It could protect people from biologic warfare, because it has some sort
Hmm.
of filter, so you still have air. Um, so yeah, the
But
intention.
no water, so you dehydrate and die.
Well,
Yeah, that's an issue.
I think the water thing. I don't know if it would be like an unintentional byproduct of the accident, or maybe is because this project was not meant to be used for a long time.
But but
That
in the defense of the argument, on a biological warfare situation, you don't want the water anyways. So that could be actually actual defense mechanism on biological warfare
that makes sense.
or radiation too. You don't want to drink the water.
True.
So it is helping you.
Yeah.
However,
And
I think they should have thought of ways, because people cannot live without water.
you
So I
can
think,
filter water.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, and there's bottled water, and I mean,
Well, a lot of these larger buildings, they actually don't have like mains pressure water. What they do is the water comes in from the street and it goes up into a tank in the roof, and then it's gravity fed. So
But if you're smart, the water heater disconnected from electricity. If it's full, you can get that whole thing of water full too.
Hmm?
The water in the water heater usually are big tank. At least in here, it's a big tank. It's like a 5 feet, 6 foot tall tank, maybe like 25, 26 inch diameter.
he's talking about the hot water service.
Yeah, the water heater systems in here.
We have a water. It's like a tank that
Mhm.
keeps the water inside and heats it.
So in a situation like that, that thing is inside of your house, disconnected from electricity if it's full, and you got water there for sure. Because when I thought of this, their situation was very, very dire. Like they have one bottle of water and they put it in front of each other. I was like, no, this is crazy.
You get one chip, I get one chip. That's today's rations.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see how they would survive. I mean, even from the beginning, before they found the other people, especially I think Tim opened up his um, fridge, and Olivia didn't she just said like you have
She
it
didn't
all.
go shopping. There's nothing in the fridge.
So when that
Well,
happened,
she was planning to leave, so they didn't buy anything because
I mean,
why
she
would they when they were
was.
leaving?
He didn't know.
so the
Well,
message
he,
of the movie is,
he was told that they should leave,
He's
and
probably told to go to the grocery store too, honestly.
and they went and got takeaway.
Yeah.
so the message of the movie is whenever you have a situation like this, you might want to get together with a gamer.
Oh, for sure.
Or,
Yeah.
or
Ramen and bottled water and Sprite or something.
Yeah.
but you guys don't have to be so niche because you gotta be inclusive. Just a generalized relationship. Just get a panic room, lock yourself in without exit, and I promise you, you'll eventually deal with the problem one way or another. Try not to murder or harm one another,
Have you ever been stuck in an elevator?
though.
Yes.
Yes. I don't like anyone when I'm
I
stuck in
have.
an elevator.
I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna add calm about it because I've never been in a situation like that. I've been in a lot of roller coasters and stuff, but like stuck in an elevator, I haven't been. So I don't know how stressful it could be.
You probably just go through, well, I mean, not just the elevator, but you go through like the stages of grief almost. Like you're mad and you're panicked, then you're
You
sad,
don't think
and
that
then
I will try to escape through it, like open the door or something?
do anything to survive. And then you just eventually just end up getting hurt because
Probably,
you're trying everything.
most likely.
Oh wow. Okay, so I think we're halfway through through this episode to where we would ask that question. And if you have listened to this show long enough, you know that question is, what is your favorite part of this film or scene on this film? And I don't know if who wants to go first, or let me ask again. Who wants to go first? I don't want people pointing fingers. I can go first.
She's the captain of the movie.
Apparently at bad movies.
That's why you're doing it. Yeah.
I want. That's how we do it usually. Whoever suggests a movie, we throw them at the middle first always.
So welcome, Bree. That's you got a point. That's
Trial by fire.
we kind of do that.
Oh,
But if you want, I can go first to give you some time to think because this is your very first episode, so I know.
thanks, Robert. Everyone else.
I got one too, Robert. You go first. You go first.
Um, I I think my favorite scene or scenes of this film would have to relate to how Tim was on those scenes was thinking about the issue as a gamer and as a mm, programmer. Where and I think if you know me, you know why I love this thing. I love science, and one of the things about science is experimentation. and writing your results. Obviously, they didn't write the results there, but the experimentation was there, and results was noted. Um, where how they were experimenting with the different geographical, um, different types and size of bricks on the wall, and how the magnetism affects one to the other. Olivia played a big part into that analysis when she was. I don't know if you remember the scene. Was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm interacting with it," because it gives Tim a whole, when you step back and you look at the situation, you have Olivia playing, and he's looking from behind her on how that interaction happens. I think that actually plays a big part in the later analysis of the wall from Tim, because he already, we through science we learn what doesn't work,
Mhm.
and that's the whole idea. You kind of, you have a hypothesis, you know what it could happen, you try it, it doesn't work, then you have a different hypothesis, you try again, and that's, you kind of build upon that. And I kind of
And sometimes you have to pick the bits out of your back that didn't work.
exactly.
I even felt when they were working at the door at the beginning when she started playing around with the magnetism, that I felt like they were kind of rekindling, and that they were not realizing that they were both probably doing the same kind of like problem solving skills that he uses to create his game, that he's programming, and he's sharing that experience with her, and she doesn't know that, and he's bringing
Yeah,
them back together without knowing. There's a lot of little things like that that kind of like bring them together again.
I really like that because, in her job, she actually kinds of, she does what he does, right,
Mhm.
in a different way. And this was one way that the situation was bringing them together. I do agree with you 100%.
It showed how they felt like they had nothing in common, and they actually do.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about this in previous episodes. I would venture to say in every episode, perspective.
No, I'm gonna tell you something too. I mean, people that have ruined relationship, their relationship in the past, probably are the ones that know the better about relationship advice. And I'll tell you something. The problem with many couples is that when they have a problems, they fight with each other, and they don't understand that they have to fight together against the problem. And that's the problem with the focus. There's a lot of 50-50. 50-50 is wrong. You have to go 100-100, because someday you're not gonna be one of you 100 and you pull the other one up. You know, you have to be. You cannot feel. You cannot feel like a sacrifice neither.
Well, you're fighting the
You're
main
there to
battle,
love it.
but
Yeah.
then you're also fighting your internal battle. So like she's
Yes.
fighting hers, he's fighting his, and then they have together come together and fight the main problem. So it's
And it's harsh thing what they went through. Like I don't think that there's a tutorial for how to deal with a situation like that. How you deal with those feelings.
Right.
I think that no parent deserve or is ever gonna be ready to see a kid part before them. That's against nature. So
Mhm.
when it happens, it's something that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you know,
you feel like a failure. You feel like, it's your fault.
no, not only that, but it's like I think that generalizing and moving away from that topic, one of the biggest problems that mankind has with reality is controlling it. And that gives you a sense of hopelessness that you cannot control. There's nothing that you can do to fix it. And you wish that you could do. We that try to live in reality go back to wishful thinking when that things happens because you don't want to accept it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
But you're kind of talking, you're kind of agreeing with my
Mhm.
thought
Yeah,
of
yeah,
perspective.
absolutely, absolutely.
And I always talk about perspective, and this is how we become better humans. To be open to perspectives, and that is basically, in a relationship, you depend a lot on perspective. You can't assume that what your perspective, because you're the only one that can see it, is the right perspective on a situation or a problem. You have to be open to your partner's perspective, because they might have something that make you realize, or even like by sharing perspective, you might be able to solve the problem easier because you gain something. As humans, I think we always gain a lot from being exposed to someone else's perspective on anything. It doesn't have to be a problem.
And making yourself vulnerable enough to hear that perspective.
My people speaking the gospel.
Okay, so that was my favorite scene. And again, if you know me, it's related to science. So what new? There's nothing new there.
Do you want me to go first, Bree?
Well, maybe I should have gone first because Robert stole mine.
You had the opportunity and you didn't take it, Bree. So it's
it's
on
my
you.
first episode, okay? I wasn't ready.
Go for it, Vern.
No, yeah, I think the being able to interact with the wall and know that it does change kind of puts it into perspective. Like, okay, there's something different here. This is something we can work on. If we can work on it, then maybe we can fix the situation. And when they got all the magnets together and they're like, oh, these are the 4 specific squares, and then one had a stronger magnetic field, and so they were trying to problem solve together. And then he protected her. Tim protected Olivia.
Yes.
Because he does still care about her. He just doesn't know how to express his emotions because, again, no one is really taught that. You have to live through it or get counseling or so on. But I'm assuming that neither one of them did that. But
they really should have gone to counseling after that happened.
And I'll tell you by self experience. Sometimes it's sad because sometimes the problem is that both have to want to go to counseling. And when one doesn't want to cooperate, everything is gone.
It's not even that.
You
You
need
can go
both
to
in a
counseling
relationship,
by
but-
yourself and to help process your feelings.
And if you look at
they
this
didn't do that.
statistics, like after a couple loses a child, they are more likely to be divorced because they don't get counseling, they don't get help, and they don't talk about it. So, I mean, their relationship wasn't really.
It's a protest against life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's subconscious. I don't think that is something conscious that they do.
They had a lot going against them, so maybe this wall was the best thing that could have happened to them.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
It's just a shame about the friends we lost along the way.
Oh, Yuri, jeez. I mean, maybe he's still alive.
Hey, you blame Yuri, but Marvin was a dickhead.
But we knew that. Like, we knew
You
that.
know what's the funny thing? I got news for you. Marvin is my favorite scene.
Yeah.
That is my favorite scene. It's the reconciliation. It's that scene that I that suggested for the quote because I like it that much. And it was when they were untying Marvin, and Mr. Orson was with a gun in hand still, and Tim goes, and if you go crazy on me again, Mr. Olsen here won't mind putting a bullet in your head, right? And the old man goes like, his face was priceless. But I felt like in a deeper examination of the scene, it was a reconciliation because they were like giving him back a little bit of trust, because they needed that manpower. They didn't want him to get hurt really. And if you actually observing, even though he's an idiot, he was not acting like an unreliable dumbass, even though he was still to be guarded out.
They made him climb down the sheet rope with his wrist bound.
And then they say, "Oh, we have a ladder. You can use it later."
After everyone's down.
Shit.
The ladder, guys.
But they made him climb down the sheet rope with his wrists tied together. It's like, just be cruel, why don't you?
He did it. Kind of.
Nice. Okay, so we have 2 more. Who wants to go next? Favorite scene?
Go on, Bree. You're just going to lose more opportunities if you let other people go before you.
No, Bree just won. Unless
Bree went and I went. It's Ray, the next one.
Oh, it's just me.
Oh, okay.
Mine was Marvin, the reconciliation. And she talked about the wall. and you, Robert, you spoke. What did you spoke about, Robert?
Peter.
Oh my god.
Peter being science guy.
Yeah,
It wasn't that impactful. Never mind.
it's Richard.
I remembered it.
It was mine.
Okay. Ray, your turn.
My favorite scene was right at the very end when they came out of the tunnel and it was all bright light. And I'm like, okay, what's it going to be? Nuclear Armageddon, zombies. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Are they going to make Yuri right? And the whole panic thing was completely justified. Because I'm thinking to myself, Geo is going to go off his nut about this if Yuri was
If
right.
he was right, yeah, I was
If
not
I
gonna
could
shut
just
up about
see
it.
it happening. Captain Conspiracy, it's Captain Chaos's other name, would have
I
loved
wasn't gonna
it.
shut up about it. I was gonna
Would
put a
have
tinfoil
loved
hat
it.
on the show.
Yeah, he would have loved it. And the fact that they didn't was like, oh,
But like radiation doesn't have to be completely instant. Like it can go into your blood and like go to your children and so on. So it doesn't have an
Yeah.
immediate effect at all times. So maybe Yuri was right.
Yeah.
That could be a timeline.
Yeah.
who knows what that war was putting out? They could have been irradiated by that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was supposedly
All
killed
the
Anton.
bodies
No,
it
actually,
ate,
that was
you know?
Yuri.
Oh, look at the positive thing. Eventually, with the radiation and the decay, they will talk like French people.
Right? No,
Yeah,
they talk like English people because it was dubbed, idiot.
No British people.
Oh wow. And that's our Captain Chaos here.
I still haven't got to my point. So my point was that the final scene with all the buildings covered, that was my favorite part. It's like, oh, it's worse than
Admit
you
it.
thought.
You got a dopamine release just by getting the answer to what was outside.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
You got a cat mentality to that. You just wanted
Exactly.
to know what was outside. How did it look like? And once you
Yep.
were like,
You
Yeah.
you have a really good point, Ray, because I remember seeing, this happened before it was just one building. It was a fire. So you assume that what happened was the now that you know what's going on, you assume that was just a brick on that building and it catch fire and whatever. And now when you get out, it's like, ooh, I was wrong. It's actually worse. It's not just one building. It's not the building they're in. It's the entire city.
Whew.
Yeah, so there's all these other people going through similar issues. I mean, they could do a sequel to this with the drama going on in another building.
Yes.
It wouldn't be very hard.
that's the thing. And I think that Bree's gonna agree with me because I think that she's got a good taste for post-apocalyptic things. And I think it's because of this, and I like it because of this too, and most people. And it's zombies or post-apocalyptic scenarios is not about the scenario; it's about how horrible humans can be in these scenarios, and that is the interesting part of the shows is the kind of things that a human can do to another for self-survival, and the justifications that the show can give you that you're like. You find yourself like, am I really thinking with this? That kind of show.
I absolutely agree with you, Gio. One of your favorite, well, not so much the TV show, but the actual source material, which was a comic, was The Walking Dead, and that is not about zombies. It's about the people who survived and the horrible things that they either choose to do or have to do to survive.
Was not more horrible than what they did to the series.
This is true. But Kirkman, who wrote the comic, he actually said it's not about the zombies. It's about the people surviving and what they experience and what they have to go through and what they have to do to survive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, scary.
It's the drama of survival.
Definitely. And they rob you away from a lot. I think that they desecrated the character of Carl, because Carl actually in the comics grows out to be a very good young leader. Like he literally gets to represent Rick at the same level of authority and everybody respect him like that. And they didn't let him grow up like that. They kind of push him into like Negan's underwing in here and kept him way too long in there. Herschel, they didn't put the cannibals with Herschel on the show neither. They killed it at a wrong time. It was all everything all across the place. I think that they did less changes to John Carter when they matched 3 books.
Yeah, the 3 out of the 12.
Yeah, I like that series. They ruined it for me. I got strong feelings about it.
Well,
I was so invested. I even had the VR game. I have it. But you had to play, Robert. It's
12.
gonna scare the crap out of you.
12.
It's a fun game.
It's 12.
12.
Yep. 11.
What's your take, Bree? Is it 11 or 12?
Have you read John Carter from Mars?
She has no idea of the inside joke.
I have not.
Maybe we should explain.
Uh,
She hasn't read John Carter from Mars or watched the movie from Disney.
I don't think so. No, nope.
Oh, you have to watch it. You're gonna enjoy it though. I promise you.
So, oh God. 12. 12. Okay, let
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain to Bree what's going on, and possibly the audience as well. If you haven't followed through what's going on, this is an inside fight, straight out fight between your very own Admiral Happy Endings and um, Captain Chaos here. We actually read the entire thing from John Carter.
From Mars. From Edgar Rice Burroughs.
So there's the discussion is the amount of books in the series. So if you go online and you'll find that some people say they're 12. And then some people say they're 11 because the last 2 books were so short and they can be combined into one. So if you follow this show long enough and you hear the numbers 12 or 11 and hear a lot of laughter, that's what's going on.
12.
Yeah, 12. Moving on.
Moving on.
Okay, so
Are we in that part of your final thoughts?
yes, Warm Buddies. There you go.
Yay.
Warm Buddies.
I watch Warm Bodies. If we get Robert into a real good human being cheating on human post-apocalyptic show,
Yeah, Warm Buddies.
it could be The Last of Us. It could be there's an audio drama called "Are We Still Alive?" That it's old, but I don't know. You could check that one out.
So
I haven't seen season 2 of The Last of Us. I just
Silo that
first.
we have pending too. That is new show. Have you
Oh,
watched that one, Brie?
I haven't watched that one. No,
Have you watched anything on Apple TV by any chance?
we don't have Apple ITV.
So you haven't seen Murderbot?
No.
God.
You'll enjoy that one.
I love the book. Oh my! And the TV show, it does justice to the book, and the book is so short. I'm so sad. I actually got all the books because I finished the first book in one day. So short. I love it. The prequel book you can finish in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yep.
Jeez, that's yeah.
And the Apple TV episodes weren't Ray. I think there were like, wasn't it like 10 minutes each or 20 minutes?
No, they're about 18 minutes.
18 minutes. They're really short episodes. They made me feel like that I was watching anime because that's pretty much.
You're just having too much fun.
But once I read the book, I understood why they were short because the book is short. It's really, really short. So, okay. So, if anybody else has anything else to add before we move on? Okay. So I think we're at the point on this show where we are about to ask the last question. The last question is, what is your last impression of the film? Now, typically, this involves the first time, the last time, and the many rewatches in between. Doesn't really work for some of the shows that we shows or TV shows. Or movies that we cover here, and this is one of those because it came out this year. So this would be a reaction on the single times that we have watched this. I think Ray, I don't you Ray, you watched it once, right?
Yeah.
So we all watch it once. Bree, have you watched it more than once?
I watched it twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you probably have a little bit more insight. And the reason why I said that is because usually when you watch it a couple of times, you can pick up things that you might not have picked up the very first time that you watch it. So I think in the interest of not having our opinions tainted.
That's why she was the only one that caught onto the scarf.
Yeah.
And the
Ah,
guy at the beginning, you see him.
yes,
He's the
yes,
side of the
yes,
neighbor.
I
yes.
have to watch it again just for that. So in the interest of not having our uh, opinions tainted by more context, I think me, Gio, and Ray should go first. I don't know which order, and then Bree, you could go last, since you have a little bit more experience by watching this film twice.
Perfect.
Okay, so you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll go
Okay,
first.
go ahead.
I'll be quick. I like the movie. I would get why I wouldn't watch it many times more, but it did what it had to do because it did entertain me. It hit me hooked, and I think that it had a smooth progression. I give props to the writers on like the interpersonal chemistry between all the characters and the elimination process that he gave us. At some point, he almost felt like a video game, like the chasing with Yuri and the tunneling vision shit. Like they really got you into it, and they didn't want you to notice it. So I really liked the movie, and it was a fun watch. It was like watching Train Bullet for me.
Nice.
Hmm.
And of course, you thank the writer for Yuri. So yeah,
Yeah, you know that I enjoy villains. I'm not a hero guy.
yeah. No, we definitely.
Me too.
Okay, so Ray, you want me to go next, or you want to go?
Yeah, you go next.
So this film, it was very complex for me. There's a lot of things that didn't add up, but then again, what does with me anymore? Um, and the fact that I can,
Robertism.
yeah, exactly. It is definitely rubber approved because to be rubber approved, you have to have a happy ending, or at least a perception of a happy ending, because my mind has actually been proven incorrect. That is not a total happy ending because there's possibly the entire city full of people that died or potentially would have died with this scenario. So why I call it a happy ending is because it involves the people that you got invested in, which in my personal opinion or my perspective is Tim and Olivia. So once I get invested in characters and those characters die, that makes that thing that I'm watching horrible. And that's why my interpretation of the happy ending comes into play. So under that definition, it is a happy ending. So I'm good with that. However, this happy ending movie gave me the same feelings that I got watching Black Mirror. And if you guys know, um, that's one of the shows that we cover in this show without me present.
Yeah, yeah. There's some episodes that he's just like Robert will say, "No, I'm not. I just can't."
Just can't.
And considering it was a hat tip to Star Trek, I can't understand why you weren't there.
Yeah, yeah. But I did watch it after the fact, and I did understood you. Eventually that it was dark.
Eventually.
I am not going to say it's not dark. It was dark, but it wasn't as bad as I expected it. Just my experience.
Admit it. You crack up and you felt defeated because you couldn't hold it.
If my wife liked it,
You were like, "Damn it! I'm laughing at this. I'm supposed to feel indignated."
good. We might end up doing the second one if it was the same thing, but yeah, because I think the second one is out. So
Oh god.
this movie, I agree with what was said so far. The progression was great. I think that also what was said in here was the fact that they didn't give you time to analyze what's going on because they were throwing these things one right after the other. So I don't think I had enough time to realize what was going on, which, hence my confusion at the beginning, especially when they're not giving you anything until the very end of the film, which I also appreciate. I think this was a really good watch, and because of those things, because it was a progressive roller coaster that you got your solution. Well, most of your answers at the very end of the film, and they didn't give you early. So it plays into that.
And it did a good job at keeping a continuum of
Mhm.
the progression. You
Yeah.
didn't, even though there were lagoons in between, you didn't feel them
Yeah.
in between the jumps because there was something going on right away. It was not like there was an idle moment in between moment. There was something like the next door or the next step,
Yeah.
and that didn't let you distract yourself from it.
Well, if I put this in comparison to other stuff that I have watched that has raised my heart rate, there's pauses where you can sit down and analyze, and I think that makes it even worse. Gives you pause. Like there's an episode on Black Mirror. I can't remember the name of it. You guys are probably familiar with it, where the guy was had the ability to read the minds, like the recording of the mind or the wife.
Oh yeah, that everybody will record what they see with
Exactly.
their eyes. Oh my god,
That is
what a fuck
example.
society.
So that gives you time to pause, and those pauses on situations like that, to me at least, is horrible because I have time to analyze the situation, and it gets worse in your head, and my heart rate just goes. I just totally hate it.
We should actually
Justify
call
it.
you Captain Worst Case Scenario.
Exactly, exactly. So in this film, I didn't have time to analyze what's going on. And by the time I knew what was going on, by the end, I had the happy ending. And I can, and everything that kind of makes sense and it kind of flows into place. So, in my opinion, this, although it got my heart rate, higher to the height of things that I hate, I can appreciate it for that reason. And I really enjoy this film. And that is my last thought. So I think Ray, you're next.
Am I? Oh, okay. um, I wouldn't call this movie bad. I call it a flawed gem. I could see what they set out to do. Like Robert said, the pacing is good. I think that if it was done in Hollywood, it would have been a 2-hour movie, not an hour and 40 minutes. And they just would have padded it and it wouldn't have worked as well. They probably would have put in Robert's spaces to think. So it would have been even worse.
Oh, yes. It would have been horrible.
But I did appreciate the pacing. I appreciated a lot of the show don't tell in this movie.
Yes.
In that they didn't explain everything. And there was some reviews where people were jumping up and down saying, this wasn't explained and that wasn't explained. It's like, use your brain, idiot. Don't be spoon feeding is the worst way to tell a story. You want to tell a story and get people to think about it. And this movie succeeds in that attempt. There's lots to think about. I mean, you've listened to us talking now. We're nearly 2.5 hours into the show. So obviously we had a bit to discuss. There's a few things in here that just like, a pre-release version of a nanotech device meant to protect you from serious threats to the country. The show kind of felt like it wasn't quite finished. There was some things that didn't make a whole lot of sense. And you never know how production goes with a show. It could be that they didn't have the budget, they ran out of time, there was problems in editing. There's no suggestions about any of that in the wiki, so it doesn't have the sort of detail in it that you get on a lot of other movies. So you can't, it's new and you can't tell from what's public if there was any reasons for that. But I do think the show sets it out. It achieves what it set out to achieve. I think that it is entertaining. It's a roller coaster ride. Yeah. It keeps you hooked. It keeps you engaged. It pays off at the end. and it does actually have a horror construction of the narrative, in that many go in, few come out, which is basic classic horror storytelling. In that a couple of people survive, and although you're not really presented with a horrific situation, it is a desperate situation, and you can see that people are going to screw up and die, and you get that in this movie. People screw up and die. They make their mistakes, and they
Right. There's certainty of the volatility of every person. It's enough to have you at the edge of the of your seat.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't know when Marvin's gonna just fuck up hard time. You don't know how bad he's gonna be next time. I mean, he just killed you one second time.
Well,
It's a dangerous
you
situation.
say that you don't know when he's going to fuck up, but I feel like his girlfriend was very well suited for him, in that she screwed up worse than he did.
Oh, at least half of it did.
Yeah, half of it.
So bad.
I warn you. I warn you. Raise my kind, Robert. I demoralize him every time. You're gonna feel demoralized by the darkness of my jokes, and you won't be able to do anything but help and laugh at them because they're
Wow.
funny.
Yep. Bree, you're where I was when I joined the show. I've been through this. I know where you're at. There have been things that Gio has said, and I've just gone.
Sometimes I get Robert good, and he has to
Done
laugh.
that.
He cannot help it.
Absolutely been there and done that. So if you need any counselling, just let me know after the show. I'll have a chat with you.
This is ready
I'll talk you down. Yeah.
Hey, still haven't got my first hate mail.
People too scared to hate mail you, dude.
Hey, we have an email now. What is it?
That's a good thing, and if I get it, that's a good thing too. It means I made it.
Hey, Gio, what was that email?
Yeah.
What was that
Oh,
email?
we got bridge at sciencefictionremnant.com.
And where they can
You
send
can
the hate
send-
mail?
What was it? You gotta help me, man.
Chaos?
Oh, chaos at you see? I know, Bridge, you don't mind. Talk about chaos. Chaos at sciencefictionremnant.com too.
Yeah, Senor, you
Or
help.
you can just call it on the hotline so we can all listen to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Please.
Please call up and rant about Gio. Feel free. Feel welcome.
And if you want, we can play it on the next episode. And if you don't want to, I'll do it anyway so I can annoy you more. You do one. I'm an honor. I have honor.
Oh, wow.
He has the option of rebuttal.
Okay, this is how we derail. You know, where were we talking about?
Always happens to me. Always happens to me. I'm used to it.
Go ahead.
I just run with it. In recap, the movie gets over the line. It does achieve what it sets out to achieve. It is worth watching, but you will find things about it that niggle you. I don't know if it's the translation. I don't know if there are other issues with the script or the cast. It wasn't the casting. It was more some of the stylistic choices and things that they did where you're sort of scratching your head wondering, why was it like that? But I don't have a problem with a story that leaves stuff up to your imagination, that leaves some things open-ended. Now, I know that there's a lot of autism brains out there that have to have everything explained before the curtain comes down. But like Robert said, that's not the crux of good storytelling. And there are a lot of directors out there who say, I'm not going to explain everything. Sorry, you can work it out.
No, I think that the bottom line is that there's something for everybody. If you don't like it, that's okay. You know?
And what I'm trying to say before I get interrupted again is that when stuff is left open and you get to think about it and decide what you think should happen, it makes the story partly yours.
Yes.
So you are part of the story and you feel a little bit of ownership there. and that brings you into the story. So I think it's a good technique, and in this case, it's well used. So yeah, I would recommend people to watch this movie. I think it's a good use of an hour and 40 minutes.
And you get halfway connected.
No,
only
half.
Half. You know,
Yeah.
come on. All right.
Unless you get the flashes in the right order, then you can just walk straight through.
Thanks.
Oh, nice. I see what you did there.
I tried. I'll work on it.
Nice.
Well done. I feel proud.
Okay, so that was your last impression. Okay, so now we have Bree. The film.
You know, I had it on my watch list and then I didn't watch it for a while. But the reason I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to watch it was Tim was in Army of the Dead and also in the movie Army of Thieves. And he was a code breaker. He was a safe cracker. He was phenomenal. He was a fun character. He was witty and like he was sharp and you just kept interest in him. So that's why I watched this movie. And plus it was interesting. It was thriller. I like thrillers. I like post-apocalyptic things. The movie was fun to watch the first time. And I don't think it was that scary at all. I mean, the characters you kind of expected, like, oh yeah, that guy's crazy. You know, he does a very good job portraying that. And like, she's a little too naive. And like, you can kind of predict what was going to happen, but it was still enjoyable. So, and you got different levels of the story, literally and figuratively. Like you had to break through each level to get to the basement. And so it was fun watching the characters develop a little bit. The second time watching it was you saw little things and you just ended up with more questions. So I would just recommend watching it once. Like it's a good watch, but it's not a great I'm gonna watch this every weekend kind of thing. So it was a fun movie.
And keep your eye out for scarves, red scarves.
I totally agree.
So,
Awesome.
worth a watch.
Awesome. Okay, so do we agree we can move on to the last segment of the show?
The science and sci-fi.
Well, nanotechnology, everybody's favorite bugbear. It's popped up a lot in futurist materials and stories. Again, here it is the instigator of the entire situation. And I think it was handled quite well in this story as far as how it was set up to cause the issue at hand. Of course, nanotechnology as it stands today in the real world is a considerably different animal, in that most nanotechnology in these days is in materials. You're looking at carbon nanotubes and things like that. And that's called material science. But according to the summary that I was given by Gemini, Gemini says that nanotechnology is currently thriving, general purpose technology with widespread applications in materials, medicine, electronics, and energy, constantly driving new innovations like quantum computing and mRNA vaccines, although challenges remain in cost, accessibility, and regulatory approval. It's characterized by the manipulation of matter at the atomic and molecular level to create materials and devices with unique properties, leading to improved products in fields from cosmetics to advanced therapeutics and clean energy solutions.
Resident Evil.
Yes.
So
let's just say that we're a ways off that particular development, shall we say?
I mean, accidents happen. I'm just kidding. Go on.
Yeah. Well, they do.
Nothing is impossible.
This is true.
Plus, don't name your company Umbrella.
Yeah.
I seen one.
There is one, yeah. Skincare product, by the way.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Skincare product. I kid you not.
My mechanic, my local mechanic, is a big fan of the Umbrella Corporation. He has an Umbrella Mobile. It has Umbrella Corporation logos on it, and his number plate is Zomb1.
Yes, I have a hat, the Umbrella Corps hat.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there are many fans out there.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess as a sort of wrap up of nanotechnology at the moment, we're not going to be seeing sort of intelligent walls popping up around our buildings in the next few years. That sort of ability of nanotechnology, although it's predicted, it hasn't come to fruition yet. There's still a lot of ways in which our understanding of how something like that would work and actually being able to build it is nowhere near as slick and nowhere near as complete as it is shown in this movie. So we got that to look forward to.
Not anymore.
As if looking forward to it would be a thing. But yeah, as we've said many times on Science Fiction Remnant, all of these ideas have to come from somewhere, and then some scientist goes, hey, that's cool, let's see if we can make it. And then hilarity ensues. So yeah. It's an interesting idea, but we're a long way off. I'm still waiting for the hoverboards and flying cars we were promised in 2016 from Back to the Future. So yeah, we're still waiting for those. So yeah, I think it'll be a little while. Thankfully, in some respects.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Did you have anything you wanted to cover in the science, Robert?
No, I think the nanotechnology was basically it.
Well, it is the main science flag in this story. So yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Don't have a fire in your nanotech research facility.
Have bottles of water and rations available.
Be at least a mini prepper.
And a phone. And you want to have a phone.
If you think nanotechnology is an interesting subject to discuss, you can discuss it with us on our Discord. How's that for a link?
There you go.
Segue.
Beautiful.
Segue. Our Discord has many channels of all sorts of different things that you can discuss there. Or if you choose to join us on our Discord and you don't happen to have you don't happen to see a channel there that's discussing what you want to discuss, do let us know, and we'll definitely consider, if possible, putting up a channel for you to discuss your topic or your particular IP that you want to discuss. We'd love to have you on our Discord to discuss that. It's pretty easy to join Discord. Just download the software onto your PC or Mac, or get the app on your device. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. Or if you're listening to the podcast, just have a check of the show notes. You will find a Discord link there. If you already have Discord, you just click on the link and you will come through, say, yes, I want to join Science Fiction Remnant Discord, because why not? And you'll be on there with us chatting away lickety split. Of course, if you don't have Discord, you will need to set yourself up an account. It's very easy, and the base level is free. So you can join us to chat with us there. Of course, there's lots of other Discord servers with other things to do with sci-fi and all sorts of other subjects. So have a look through, find other things that you're interested in. I find Discord to be a very useful and interesting platform. And we hope that you'll join us on our Discord and keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear your comments from this and any of our other shows. And of course, let us know what you're into as well. Of course, if you like this show, we'd love you to share it with your friends. if they're into sci-fi. And of course, if they're interested in discussing sci-fi, they can join our Discord as well. We're happy for anybody who's interested in sci-fi to join us there for the conversation that goes on every day. We have a couple of websites. The first one is sciencefictionremnant.com. That is our main portal where you can get the currently released episode or check out our back catalogue. And also there you'll find short reads, which are 5 to 10 minute reads, depending on how fast you read, about topics to do with science, science fiction, and what we might be expecting as the future moves on. We also have a new article, Robert, is that right? Oh, it's coming out next Saturday.
Next Saturday, article.
Do you want to preview, or is it going to be a surprise?
I can preview slightly. I'm discussing Hero of Alexandria and his inventions, how his inventions are, like to give you an example, a vending machine in 70 AD.
Wow.
So yes, it's a cool read. I just published it today, and it's releasing Saturday, and that is on our website as well as Substack.
Wow, interesting.
Nice.
That's really interesting. I didn't know the vending machine was that old.
Automatic doors. Yeah.
Wow, that guy was ahead of his time. I'm looking forward to that one.
He didn't got nothing on him.
I linked it to the Library of Alexandria because he was from Alexandria, and most likely he would have written some books that would be in that. And the only reason why we know about this today is because of the translation that was done by Arabic people that were there, that were following his invention. And it was found in Baghdad. The translations, the Arabic translations from Greek. So we lost a lot of information in there, but because that main scientific, let me call it scientific discovery was in the Library of Alexandria, which we all know it was a tragic loss in human knowledge.
Imagine if that hadn't happened. They could have had vending machines in the Middle Ages.
There is a steam engine. Can you believe that? In 70 AD, a steam engine, which a steam engine is it's one of the responsible inventions for the
Industrial Revolution.
And we had it in 70 AD. So,
well, the battery was invented in like 5000 BC or something.
Yeah,
they found artifacts.
It is wild. So I just had that idea to write that article because I was kind of linking it or trying to link it to the Library of Alexandria and the loss of knowledge for humanity.
And it just goes to show that the old song is correct. Everything old is new again.
Cycle.
Oh, dear. I'm just going to have to change the battery on my headset because it's decided to go flat. Just give me like 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll find articles like this in our website. So all you got to go is sciencefictionremnant.com, and you can click on blog, and you'll get to see all those articles. It's a collection of articles written by myself. There's a couple by Geo there, and we have some guest writers. So if you would like to write for our article for our website, just reach out to us. The articles are about 3 to 4 minutes long, so they're not long reads. So it's something that you can just pop up and read in just a few minutes. And I like to think that they will be enjoyable if you like this show, because it's kind of like in that. As a matter of fact, there's an article that I wrote that talk about what if magic was real. And there was an author that reached out to me that was inspired by that article to write a story. And I just received a story that they wrote, and they were kind of thanking me for the inspiration. And the article, if you want to read it, is basically talking about what would be like if magic was a real thing and how humanity would have treated it. So articles like that you'll find in sciencefictionremnant.com, as well as information about our show and also our episodes.
And just goes to show that's part of how This Is Sci-Fi works.
Exactly.
Speaking of This Is Sci-Fi, we have a website, which is thisissci-fi.net. That one's for the creators. Segues are just awesome today. That one's for the creators. If you're a creator of any type of sci-fi, be it books, games, podcasts, video, audio, whatever you happen to be doing, do check out that website. It's in its early stages, but if you get in on the ground floor, you can help shape that one. And we'd like to use that website to get your IP out there, to get your creations out to the masses. So if you are a creator, do contact us. You can contact us through that website or bridge@scifiremnant.com, and we can get you involved with that one lickety split. On the social side, we have Substack. Now, Substack is an interesting little beastie in that you can subscribe to our Substack and other Substacks there. There is quite a number of sci-fi Substacks. And basically how they work, it's kind of like a delivery service for blogs. I guess I'd call it. So
RSS, Robert, what's it called? Or RRS?
The
Or
RSS feed.
RSS feed, yeah.
Yeah, but this is a little different. This is more like just straight up articles. So this is kind of like, the ways that I see it is kind of like the Facebook for writers and readers. I might be wrong or off base there, but that's the perception that I get for Substack.
Got it.
Well, I'm subscribed to other Substacks besides our own, of course, but some of them are people writing chapters of stories, and you get a chapter every week or so, which I find quite interesting. But how Substack works is you can either log onto the website and check out your subscriptions, or you can have it organized so that it sends it easy peasy lemon squeezy to your inbox on a rotation of your choosing. So you can have dailies, weeklies, whatever you want. That's an easy way to get involved with not only Science Fiction Remnant, but other sci-fi creators and keep up with what they're doing. So check out Substack. You might find it enjoyable. We're also on Threads and Blue Sky and X and Facebook and Instagram. So you can catch Science Fiction Remnant on all sorts of socials. Threads is pretty busy at the moment. We get a lot of engagement there. It's kind of like the nice X. And the people there are very engaging and very interested in science fiction. So check out Threads, which is part of Instagram. And come and chat with us there, or any of the other socials we happen to be on. We have a Buy Me a Coffee. It's not free to make a podcast, and at the moment, Robert and I have been shelving the costs for those things. But Buy Me a Coffee gives you an opportunity, if you enjoy what we're doing, to give back a little bit. We don't expect much, but you can go for as little as $1 as a donation. You can set that up for a monthly, or you could just do it as a one-off. Or any other amounts that you feel that you could spare, you could put towards the podcast, because we'd greatly appreciate that, just to keep us up and running. So if you feel like you're getting some value out of us, do consider giving back. We'd really appreciate it. Don't forget our hotline. The number is 1305-563-6334. That's 1305-563-6334. You can leave a message there anytime, day or night. We'd be happy to hear from you, whether you want to talk about what you're doing or you want to make a comment on what we're doing. We don't mind. We'd love to hear from you. You can also pay out Captain Chaos if you want. He's still waiting for his 1-star review, because he believes if you haven't had a 1-star review, you haven't made it. So if you've got something serious to say about Captain Chaos, bring it on. Do leave us a message, and if you're okay with it, we'll play that message on one of our future episodes and talk around it, because any opportunity to talk about what you're interested in, we're interested in. Again, thank you for joining us. Check out our back catalogs for other IPs that you might enjoy we have covered in the past. Do feel free to reach out to us. Our Discord's an easy way to do it, but of course, you can send us an email anytime that you like to bridge@scifiremnant.com. There's a new way to contact us there. and we'd be happy to hear from you. And one of us will get back to you about that, depending on what you send us. If you just send us "you suck," then there's not much else for us to say. But if you send us, some questions about what we've been doing, or tell us about what you're doing, we'll start another conversation, because that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about sci-fi. We love doing it. Join us on our Discord to do that. Send us an email to do that. Send us a message on our hotline to do that, because we want to hear from you. And of course, if you've got an IP that you're interested in we haven't covered yet, and you want to suggest it to us, we're happy to hear about that as well. And we're looking forward for you to join us on the next episode of Science Fiction Remnant. Catch you next time. Bye for now.
Next time.